vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East and street boys bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Water like that.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You know who I am by now.
Identify as.
You know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, you know he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Latin spice and neon lights.
Good morning, Miami. It's game day. Welcome to a special FTSN East 10th Street Boys Dolphins versus Colts Week 1 preview show. I'm Bobby Fins Talk, or I'm sorry, we're on East 10th Street Boys. I'm Bobby El Gringo for now. And that's Alex the boy. And Evan and Sammy will be here within the hour, and we'll officially start the pregame show, episode 1. But football is officially here. The season is officially here, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, my brother. It's been a little bit. I'm getting over possibly the vid because I've been sick, and they were like, I call it the vid, but I'm feeling all right, But my brother, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Just got back from the gym and I'm excited about our pregame show. And it seems to be like a little tradition now. We're doing like Sunday mornings as we get. I don't know, as we get older, this is our new thing. It's like, oh, you want to do a late show? It's like, no, bro. Can we wake up at like at 7:30 in the morning and do it early in the morning?
I actually will say now.
Yeah,
most likely that's how it's going to be next Sunday as well, because
it's all good.
Our friends Lou and Ashley of the SoFlo Sports Show asked me to be on their show on Thursday night. They'll have a little Dolphins panel. They said, Wednesday or Thursday. I said, you know what, Thursday actually will work out because that's kind of how it's been working out. Perfect. I said, I'll work it out. Lou was like, hey man, I know you got East Century Boys. I said, we got no problem. Alex and I will work it
We
out.
give the fans what they want. If they want Sunday morning, we're Sunday morning, man. It's all good.
It's all right, bro. We'll do that. We'll have another cool kind of transition show, and we'll roll from there. But for right now, and I just got your text, so I was looking that over.
Okay.
First of all,
live.
Love the team name. Love the team name. Wow. By the way, wow. Gentrification. Wow.
Gentrification. Yeah. So, okay.
Wow.
My dilemma. You saw the print screen, right? Okay. You have the pictures there. So, and for full disclosure, every time, obviously, I'm pretty good setting my lineups up, and I like to go with my matchups, but I also believe in starting my players, and I believe in the potential. As you can see by the team I drafted, I'm a big believer in sleeper picks in regards to rookies. I'm in my league we've been doing this fantasy football league with the same group of guys for the last, I think, like 11 years. Maybe 1 or 2 have come and gone, but it's always fun. We get together once a year. We do all this, and obviously our wives hate it because that day you just completely disappear. But I got this team, Bobby, right? And you see my players. Now I have a dilemma. In regards to my quarterback position, you saw how I drafted. I got Trevor Lawrence and Tua. Now I know. Buenos dias, Aladino.
Amigo.
That's an awesome name, man.
Aladino, bro. Russ Morgan. Good morning, my brother. Dolphins.
Russ, ain't nothing better than a little hostility in the morning. Yeah. And wait until he sees who his Jets play defensively, which is the Steelers. So it's gonna be a long day for you, Russ. Good luck though. All right, appreciate it, man. Love you.
Good luck, bro. Sif. Yeah, love you, bro.
Which, by the way,
Russ is good people. Russ is good.
I have the Steelers.
Minus being a Jets fan.
I'm counting on them performing today against your Jets, Russ. So I'm looking good for that. Now, Bob, the question of the hour. Look at the roster right there. Okay,
I'm looking.
My number one question here. Okay, I got Henderson from New England. He's one of my starting running backs.
Ohio State rookie. Yep.
I have DeAndre Swift as my flex. I'm really big on Ricky Pearsall for the 49ers. My dilemma is, I understand he's a rookie. I know he has big playability. I really think he's going to be the de facto RB1 for the whole season. But right now, Stevenson kind of has that lined up officially. Okay. So what do you think I should do? Do I stick with my starting lineup of Henderson, Genty, and Swift as my flex? Or do I move Swift to one of my running back positions and start Pearsall? Am I saying it right, bro? Ricky. I'm going to call him Ricky from San Francisco. Because right now, he's a de facto wide receiver 1.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. With Henderson. Henderson's starting, right? he's going to start today's game
he's gonna
in
start,
New England,
right?
right?
Okay.
So my thing is, unless New England, unless they're going to be pass heavy, I'd stick with Henderson because they got I'm trying to think of San Francisco's running back situation. We know they got CMC.
They got Robinson Jr. They traded for
Okay, so they're going to be running a lot more.
Correct.
I trust the rookie running back over the rookie or the young receiver any day.
Perfect.
I'm not sure right now. I would wait a week, see how it kind of plays out this week with Parcell, and then think about moving him in next week. But
perfect.
Looking at your team, you said Ashton Genty was your number one pick this year, right?
Yes, yeah. I've got him a 5 overall. I went a little bit ahead, but I really believe in what he's going to do this year.
I'll tell you what. Think about it. You went a lot of young. You were very young.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Look at my bench. Look what I have as my backup wide receiver.
So who are you starting as your starting quarterback? Is it Lawrence or is it Tua?
That is my thing right here. That's what I wanted to go. Matchup base. I understand the smart decision is to start Lawrence. He's a little bit more experienced as well.
Playing in Carolina.
He goes against a weak defense. Now, I believe in Tua, and I believe Tua will be unleashed, and I think we're going to dominate today. So I'm torn between what do I do, my loyalty to Tua, or the cerebral smart decision of starting Lawrence against a weak Carolina defense. I'll hang up now and listen to the fans.
It might be good to get I'd say an outsider's perspective. Maybe Russ. I don't know how much Russ plays fantasy, but maybe Russ could say, "Hey, I think this guy might be better here." I'm just gonna say,
well, by his last comments, Russ, like I'm okay. Are we really gonna trust Russ' expertise right now? Look at his last comments, bro. Second question. Yes, you guys struggle with names. Must be the IQ. It's derogatory, man. It's derogatory. Like, come on, Russ. Sunday morning,
Purcell?
Yeah. How do you say
Purcell?
that?
Purcell, not Parcell. Parcell would be Bill Parcells.
Yeah, exactly.
But Pearsall.
Now, what they're saying is pretty cool though. Him and Bijan Robinson got shot last year, so they can come out to many men from 50 Cent together.
Honestly, not because I'm a Dolphins fan. But for me, I would feel more comfortable starting Tua because of Tua's weapons. Because I just feel like, but Trevor Lawrence makes a lot of sense against Carolina's defense.
I got you, Russ. You're here
Cuban
Miami?
Food suggestions. I had some Cuban food yesterday. We went back to Cuba. I had some cafecito, and I had it twice actually. We made rice again, and I had it for dinner. But I had ropa vieja with black beans and rice.
Okay,
and it was on par.
Delightful. But Russ, where are you? Are you asking for Cuban food suggestions here in Miami, or were just Cuban food suggestion in general, like a plate? Let me know, and I'll give you my Cuban expertise.
But as Russ answers that question, it is officially game day. Dolphins versus the Colts, week 1. Super excited about the season officially starting. Good morning, Adrian. Let's get this W. Yes, today is a big day. Get the W for Miami. Good morning, Lou. Lou, I just told Alex. Lou, I'm letting you know now. I already told Alex.
We're good, Lou.
Thursday night,
good, my man.
We're not doing East 10th Street Boys. We're gonna do this again next Sunday. So, my brother, I'm all yours and Ashley's Thursday night. Let's get it.
And Bob, let me
change your gear.
Let me answer Russ White in the meantime. Russ, okay. It all depends what you're in the mood for. That's the great thing about Cuban food. For example, if it's early, you might want to have a Cuban sandwich. You might have a medianoche. There's varieties here. I'm going to give you names. I'm going to DM you names. Sometimes during lunch and dinner, you're going to go for vaca frita.
Hola, mami.
Hola, Tami.
Porto. Sorry, thinking about
Puerto Rico. Bro, I thought about it the whole... I was about to make an AI-generated image of you saying with Puerto Rico and rename it. Like the little
Port of Rico.
Port of Rico. And Bobby Melendez, just the president, just renaming.
Stupid ass.
All right. So, Russ, you can go wrong with vaca frita. You can go wrong with, bueno, la milanesa is not really Cuban, but yeah, you can say. Let me see. Ropa picadillo. You can go bistec de palomilla. Now, it's very important. There's a lot of people here like con gris or arroz con frijoles. The difference is con gris or moro. It's obviously, imagine the beans cooking in the rice as well. and then it comes out like the rice gets a little darker. The beans are there. Now, a lot of people prefer just to have the white rice and pour the beans over it. So that's all a personal taste. And you can't go wrong with tostones, plátano maduro. You can't go wrong with aguacate, ensalada aguacate, ensalada de tomate. There's a lot of varieties here, man. So it really depends what you're in the mood for. You can go from a sandwich early in the morning, because you can have a medianoche, a Cuban sandwich, really at any time. Pan con bistec, which is a steak sandwich, that's mostly afternoon, dinner time, kind of like a late brunch if you want to. So, and as an appetizer, you cannot go wrong with mariquitas and mojo. You got mariquitas, they're plantain chips, and they're dipped like in oh my God, I just blanked out. How you say ajo in English? Jesus Christ. Garlic, like a little garlicky sauce that you make over yuca, man. It's delicious.
Let me just say, I was just talking about this yesterday to the lady. Rebecca is her name. She's the wife of the owner of Back to Cuba. Both are from Miami. We were talking about the Orange Bowl. We were talking about the Orange Bowl with Tristan yesterday, and but anyway, I was just saying how they're so good that it like I taste childhood. And I was joking with the kids. I was getting out of the car because they're like, "Oh, why are we coming here? I want it." Tristan was saying that, but Tristan loves the food. He said, "I want to go to McDonald's." I was like, "Dude, no, we're not going to McDonald's, bro. This is the food of your ancestors, bro." This is what I said, And of course, I was telling Rebecca, I was like, "It's not, it's not ancestors, because it's my step family,
your step ancestors."
But I've accepted these people, they are my family, I say it all the time, when I take, my name is, it's like something I write down, I'm the father, but I'm Bobby Melendez. I'm the son of Harry Melendez, Tamir, Ralph Verdessa. That's what it is. That's my family, and that's my food. So when I go there, man, I'm back to my childhood. I was eating the ropa vieja with the black beans and rice, and it's true. Alex is right. You can either pour the black beans right on the white rice, or you put it on the side and just kind of mix as you go. Both ways are fine. Or you could be like Gusan back in the day. He just mix everything together and just eat it all up. It's either, for me, I don't mind doing that because the ropa vieja with the white rice and then you get a little bit of black bean. Good, but I like it kind of separate. I like it separate.
Yeah. We're adults now.
I like to get that flavor by itself. Trust me, black beans with the right rice by itself is
you can't.
I don't care. I'm sorry. Everybody has a different opinion. Oh, red beans and white rice and this and this, and I get it. But for me, black beans and white rice every day, any day. Somebody wants to make a special appearance. You got Junior Fins Talk. He's up early. He wakes up early, but he wants to come in very quick because it's game day.
The way how he just slides in, he just slides in his shirt like Chris Collinsworth, just in his chair. Hey, what's up, guys?
He's excited for game day, wearing Grandpa's hat. Yeah. Grandpa Ralph's hat, ready to go.
Yeah, the best thing for the Dolphins, I'm just going to blurt it out, is the bench 2 and put Quinn Ewers.
Okay, well, that's starting negative.
Christ,
my gosh.
Where were you when I had my quarterback analysis for fantasy football, man? Come on, Tristan.
My goodness.
I don't trust 2 anymore.
He already got
like 3 or 2 chances, and
Dude, how much are you paying this kid? What is this? What are you doing?
He get a lot of concussions.
You're on the wrong show. You gotta wait for FinStanza to show up.
Yeah, man.
We're on the wrong one.
Wow. Go back to bed, son. Go back to bed.
We're on week 1, dude. This is a week 15 conversation, a week 8 conversation. Yeah. Say hi to Grandma. She says hi.
Oh, hi, Grandma.
The tone changes, right?
She was Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Yeah,
All right. What's your prediction for today's game? Give me a bold prediction.
I just got up with one, and I think Tyreek Hill's gonna get 252 yards.
Jesus Christ! Okay,
that's a game, boy. 252 yards. Okay,
but who's the quarterback?
Who's the quarterback? Who's throwing him the 252 yards?
Quinn Ewers.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
we're gonna. I'm not going any Tua Tagovailoa today.
Get this kid out of here. Get this kid out of here. Unbelievable.
And so anyway, very quick. What's the final score?
The final score, 31-28 Dolphins.
There you go. All right. There you go. Titi Jamila says Tristan for president. All right. Go ahead, baby. Bounce. Why? Sorry about that, guys. I didn't know he was going full on anti-Tua.
We have to make that laugh. Did you just see the laugh that he did?
Yeah,
We have to make that laugh one of the noises. Yes, that's how to be one of our sounds. Oh, and you brought up Kawhi. There's an interesting situation brewing over there, Bobby.
Dude.
We'll talk about it later.
We don't have to talk about it later on East 10th Street Boys. We got about it. We got another 35 minutes. You can talk about that right quick, bro.
Dude, that is going to be it right now. I like the fact that Steve Ballmer came out and talked about it, but there's just way too much coincidence in regards to the money and the.
I thought about it, brother. I thought about it. Me and him do a little bit of a co-host type of thing, man.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny when you say that, man. My son was bringing it up that about FTSN juniors. So all the kids like Audrey, him, Tristan, and even Ellie makes guest appearances. Like that would be a funny segment for them. Pick with Tris. Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Picks with Tris segment. There you go. Yeah. We could do a
for
pick
some
with
reason,
Tris.
Tua always gets injured in every picks situation.
Lou is saying very quick. Lou says we need a spin-off show for Tristan, and he says he loves your hat, Grandpa's hat, and he also says we need a picks for Tristan. So you make all the picks for the week. You look at all the teams. I have this team winning. I have that team winning. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'll go for that. But I'm surprised. I know it's gonna be the official season, but I'm going to talk about the preseason. I'm actually surprised that every team that was bad beat the good team. That's what I'm actually surprised about.
In preseason?
Yes.
Well, that usually happens to the backups, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Oh, bye.
Yeah, it don't matter much.
Eat.
Okay, eat. All right, eat your way out of here. All right. My boy. But anyway, no, man, I it's an interesting thing right there, you know, and it's always kind of something that pops out of nowhere. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he gets that from me and Todd. Yeah, that's exactly what he gets it from. It's like, but you know, there's a lot of stuff. What is it? What other stuff is going on around the world? The Miami Heat. Well, yeah, Mickey Harrison went into the Hall of Fame yesterday.
Yes.
And for the Miami Heat, and it was funny. He goes, we got, you know, what does he say? He goes, not one, not two.
Not two.
How about just two?
Maybe just two. It was just two.
Yes, and you know, first off, Tristan wearing Grandpa's hat for today's game day, and I'm wearing Grandpa's jersey, Ralph's jersey. I'm gonna get I have them both framed. This is Ralph's Zach Thomas autograph jersey. I had it framed up, but I was like, man, I'm gonna update it a little bit. I'm gonna fix it because I could see it. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna get this professionally done. I'm gonna just invest in that. Just have him do it for real. And I'm gonna take Merino. Got Mom's Merino jersey. I'll probably wear that next Sunday. But I'm gonna get those framed up. But anyway, you go that way, out of frame. You know, all right, we're done with you, so you could go over there.
Post production.
Stage right. Stage.
Yeah.
Exit stage left.
Stage right.
I love you.
Please, just
total
go,
act
just
of
go.
betrayal.
Let's go.
Total act of betrayal. But yeah, man. What did you think about that? You got the Olympic team getting in there.
Yeah.
Mickey Harrison.
Yeah. I mean, the headliner obviously is Carmelo and Dwight. It's always funny, the awkward situations for Dwight, with obviously asking Shaq to present him, and then LeBron being in the crowd since he was being inducted with the 2008 team. So there's one thing though, and it might be an unpopular take of mine, but as the Hall of Fame continues to grow, before we would think that the Hall of Fame was like a cherished ground, it's like a limited few, but Hall of Fames are like forever just growing because every year there's more members and all that. And sometimes, like, they were talking about even Billy Donovan. Nothing against Billy Donovan, but I know he was a great collegiate coach, and I'm pretty sure that's why he was being inducted. But there's sometimes it gets watered down a little bit with everybody being inducted. That you're like,
well, it's funny you say that because well, first off, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not
correct. It's not the NBA
Hall of Fame. So yes. I guess that makes sense. But you know, it's funny you say that because it's true, and it even goes out. You know, I didn't do no holds barred yesterday, but like wrestling, the WWE Hall of Fame. You know, for instance, you know, yes, there are some guys like it should be prestigious. You know, hey, Hogan, Warrior, Andre, The Rock, Austin, Ric Flair. That is, you know, man, Hall of Fame, Undertaker. Bret Hart, you go, but then you go, oh wait, well let's put some actors in there, hey, let's, I'm trying to think, Refrigerator Perry, which that's fair enough. Refrigerator Perry, former football player for the, he should be in the Hall of Fame. He was at WrestleMania, but you think about the other celebrities, and there's a few of them on there. I know Cyndi Lauper might become one, Mr. T.
Yeah, but you see right there, is that really wrestling Hall of Fame?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You think about
like entertainment.
Donald Trump. You got different, but then and then that's the celebrity ring. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. But now they have the groups. Hogan went into the Hall of Fame, right? Then they got the NWO. So now Hogan's in there twice. DX, they're all in there twice. And then you got now they're doing matches, Alex, like the biggest moments. Then they inducted Austin and Bret Hart twice. Now,
how do you induct a match into the Hall of Fame?
Like, but anyway, just to use that example, like you're right, there are Hall of Fames now. They're just getting kind of watered down. What's kind of like, okay, yeah, that should be a moment, but what are we doing?
Yeah, it's like, is this Hall of Moments? Like, what are we
Hall of Moments?
Yeah.
Hall of Moments.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound ignorant in regards to obviously players. A game is going to continue to evolve. Great players. We might not have known yet the greatest basketball player of all times, but for now, in our timeline, in our time frame, we have Michael Jordan, we got LeBron, we before we had Kareem. So I understand that comes. Now, what I do think will be a cool concept would be like Hall of Fames by like decades. You get me? Not even overall, but like kind of like decades teams. Like that to me, I think will be pretty cool because you can't continue to judge sports by forever because the sciences weren't as evolved now. So we can't really compare athletes from the 1940s to athletes now. So I think it'll be a cool like division of Hall of Fames, but you put up players by their playing era. So like, for example, like even 20 years, in the past 20 years, these have been the best players of this era. So each Hall of Fame has an era section. So in the 40s, these were the best players. These were the most recognized players, the most recognized teams. And like that, because if you continue to go down this road, everybody's going to be in the Hall of Fame to a certain extent. Obviously, not role players or certain minuscule teams, but it comes down to where it loses the essence, but you also want to have that grandeur. You're like, holy crap, like the Hall of Fame. Like that's one of my dreams is to go to all the professional sports Hall of Fames, whether it be NBA, NFL, MLB, because I just think that's a historical, like you're walking through history.
Let me ask you this very quick, because again, I think now that you're saying, Anthony, good morning. I will get to your question because I think it's a good one for today's game, especially with the Dolphins. But first of all, most prestigious one, like which is like the NFL Hall of Fame to me. I think one I would love to go to, the Baseball Hall of Fame. Those are baseball's prestige. The NFL prestige. They have the bust. It's a NBA or the Naismith Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's cool. Like and it's kind of like a thing with like when you think of wrestling, right? There's different like the WWE Hall of Fame. To me, it's not as prestigious, not because it's wrestling. Wrestling is far back history. It could be it is prestige. Like if there was a physical Hall of Fame, where like you say, you can go and there's a ring and there's statues and there's merch and they're old. Then but like when you start to water it down and everywhere you turn, now we got a Jelly Roll statue and you got you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we got
out of all the people you could have gone, that was the best one. Jelly Roll.
Well, that's the first one that came in my mind. Well, because he's the active one.
Yeah,
right.
Of course,
and he did absolutely great. He had a match recently.
He's awesome.
Actually did.
He's awesome.
Jelly Roll's an awesome dude. But I'm just saying, it's different with the different Hall of Fames. Like, but to me, like, like if I was to go to the Hall of Fame, if I was to say, man, which Hall of Fame? First off, of course, I would love to go to the NFL Hall of Fame. Yeah. I would love to go any of these Hall of Fames because I just love sports. But like if I go, man, prestige, where can I go? Well, NFL Hall of Fame, yeah, that's prestige.
Yeah. I agree with Russ. I
the
think
Baseball Hall of Fame,
is
I don't see the comments here. I'm going to minimize so I could have full screen, but I'm going to open the comments because I saw Anthony wrote something. But to me, the Baseball Hall of Fame. I mean, you think about America, the history, America's game, the history of sport. Baseball is like the place. Let me see. This is Anthony says, Bobby, I don't want the Dolphins to lose, but I have a bad feeling about this game against the Colts with the way they're going into it after losing their owner this offseason. So yeah, Jim Irsay passed away, sad for them and all that. And absolutely right. Very important. And they could be saying, let's play for him.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. First of all, Miami better not lose to the Colts better have a better reason to win. And the Dolphins better not lose because a team was reeling for the owner who passed away months upon months ago.
Correct.
I don't think that's going to have any impact on this game. They're not saying I'm sleeping on the Colts whatsoever. No. It's week 1. I understand people go, oh, look, Daniel Jones is starting. Well, how would we, and I'm not a hater on Anthony Richardson whatsoever. He's young, he's raw, he's whatever. Daniel Jones, I'm not a hater on Daniel Jones either. He's a Timu Dollar General version of Josh Allen. He's athletic. He could throw. He could have his moments. You can't sleep on Daniel Jones. There's other reasons to be concerned with this football game. I'm not picking the Colts, full disclosure, but I'm not sleeping on him either. And I'm not sleeping on it and the reason why I'm not sleeping on him is because of the owner factor, Israel's passing. I don't think if it just happened yesterday, maybe that would come into play where it's like, oh, dude, they're going to play for their owner. But it happened months ago. There are other, okay, here we go. Tyler Warren, their rookie tight end. Jonathan Taylor, their running back. There's DeForest Buckner, D tackle. There's other reasons. The Daniel Jones factor could come into play. We look at it and go, Daniel Jones. I didn't know way Dolphins are losing to Daniel Jones. Hey, look what the hell's his name now?
Sam Darnold.
Thank you. Yes.
Daniel Jones has a real possibility of doing the same thing.
It could happen.
Yeah.
There's other factors that come into play with that. So I'm not saying you're that there's nothing to be concerned with today. There's absolutely things to be concerned with today. But I just don't feel that is one of them, sir.
And Anthony, when you say, I'm going to answer his question because he asked me, what are my thoughts on my last 2 comments? The NHL and the baseball determine the Hall of Fame. The best they could do with the players and based off rings, but they do it by stats. And look, and that's one thing that I agree. And NHL seems to be limited as well. But the one I'm familiar with is baseball. Just to put it into perspective, has there been a sport that has been smeared by a scandal involving athletes taking performance-enhancing drugs that beef up their stats? Or there was an era, the juiced era in MLB. Notice how many great players are still not part of MLB Hall of Fame. From Pete Rose to his gambling, that he will most likely be elected now that he passed away. From Barry Bonds, you have great talent that hasn't made the Hall of Fame, and overall players that because of percentages, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and Russ, you can correct me on this, you have to be in a certain percentage of the ballots to be eligible.
He will correct you.
Yeah, there's things that if you don't get a certain percentage, and I think you're only eligible for like 10 years or something like that. Like I said, I might be mistaken with the time frame, but once you're removed from that ballot, that's it. You're never eligible to be in the Hall of Fame again. Now, like I mentioned, I might be ignorant to this because I do not know if in the NBA, NFL, that's the same criteria. So I am familiar with baseball. That was a sport that I was watching growing up before I turned to basketball. And I was familiar with the whole rules and getting to Hall of Fame and all that. But it's just an overall thought that sometimes I feel a lot of people think about this, but they're scared of speaking about it publicly because they don't want to come out as like haters and like, oh, why would he be in the Hall of Fame? But it's just something that came to me. And I'm like, I was starting to dissect it every time during the summer that there's that Hall of Fame class coming. And I'm like, why is this team? Like you can be recognized, but like, I don't understand the whole watering down of a lot of those things. But there's definitely leagues that are above the rest in how they enshrine their players and commemorate them.
As we are 30 minutes away from the start of the pregame show with FinStanza and Fins Sammy of Fins TV with myself, Alex, I got to ask you about today's game. Let's jump back in here for a minute, dude, because football is officially here. I mean, and it's Dolphins football and Dolphins versus Colts. It is a good one. It's AFC. So let me ask you, because the Hall of Fame conversation is a great conversation to have, and we got a little bit of time. We'll go back to that because I do want to ask, about because Russ can answer that now if he wants, which is about, should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame? Should Barry Bonds be in the Hall of Fame? I'm forgetting his name right now. Should those guys be in the Hall of Fame, the ones who took before me? Because there's a thing. It gives them that enhanced ability, but does it give them the skill to hit the ball? Because you can take all the things you want, but it doesn't make hitting the ball any easier if you're playing.
No,
against
the skills doesn't change. Correct.
But let's get to football. Dolphins versus Colts today.
Yes.
Where do you stand? Oh, well, first of all, let's get into the injuries. But as I'm doing that, what are you most looking forward to today with the Dolphins game? What are you looking forward to see with the Dolphins?
I'm looking at the overall. I know a lot of coaches. I know a lot of people are going to come out and say like, "Oh, you want to see how they come out?" I want to see how they respond to a mistake they make. I want to see how they respond to a blown coverage. I want to see how they respond to the defense, to their DBs getting tested early on. And like you said, I know matchup wise, I believe our run defense will stand tall against Taylor and that offensive line from Indianapolis. But I want to see how they manage Daniel Jones' game management skills in regards to, obviously he's a veteran quarterback now. Like you mentioned, I do believe he has the possibility of having a Sam Darnold type of bounce back season with the Colts. But obviously the markers are going to be how does the chain hold up, that running back room? What is the pecking order if a chain goes down? Obviously for now it'll be Ollie Gordon. But I want to see how they distribute the football. I want to see how, because I know they haven't shown everything in the preseason. No team shows everything. I think obviously they're going to unleash the long ball. Tyreek Hill has been pretty quiet in the preseason. He could have a burst out game and remind people who he is. But I would say, and it kind of sounds like a dumb answer, but it to me is the most logical one, is the overall performance and growth in every area within the game. You're going to make mistakes. There's going to be some blown coverages. There's going to be blown assignments. Like, how do you respond to that? Does that team crumble, or does it just pick up like if nothing happened? Because that's a sign of a great team. Great teams make mistakes, but you really don't notice the mistakes because it's just the next play. So I just want to see their transition in game after making mistakes. How do they bounce back? Both it being a defensive mistake, how does the offense bounce back? And when the offense is stuttering a little bit, how does the defense keep them in the game?
I like that. Let's go over very quick the current injury report as of today.
Okay.
Right
when
now,
does the final one come out, Bobby? 12?
Yeah, around that time. 12.
Okay.
It could be 12 to 12:30. We get the inactives report.
Okay.
But right now, for today's game, the current injury report, we know for sure Darren Waller, the tight end that we signed late in the offseason, he is out for today's game. He had a setback, so he's out for today's game. Jalen Wright out for today's game. Ethan Bonner is out. D. Eskridge is questionable. And James Daniels, the guard we signed, he is questionable as well. So we're going to wait to see who plays, who doesn't in regards to those questionable guys. I know we see injuries and we go, oh, the season already just started and we're having injuries. It happens. The Darren Waller situation is just something to watch. It just has Will Fuller and OBJ written all over it. Like I said yesterday on Fins Talk Today with Fins Sammy, I will say, in regards to the tight end situation, I think it's an opportunity for Julian Hill and Tanner Connor. We know how their teammates feel. We know how the fan base feels. There's not a lot of optimism with that tight end room currently, but that Darren Waller being out gives all the opportunity for Julian Hill and Tanner Connor to step up, make big plays, and maybe put themselves ahead of the depth chart when they could get it. So I'm intrigued by that. Alex, let me ask you, what can you give me 1, 2, or 3 big, bold predictions for today's game? Okay. What are your 3 big, bold predictions for today's game?
My number 1 bold prediction, we're going to blow them out. That's my number 1 bold prediction. We're going to blow them out. I think the offense is going to be hitting on all cylinders. My second bold prediction, the secondary is going to surprise a lot of people. in regards to their assignments, their physicality. My third bold prediction, Mike McDaniel will have overcome the play calling questions within his performance in the first week. I don't believe there's going to be many mental mistakes this game. And like I said, there's something to me pretty cool about a quiet preseason in regards to there was not a lot of drama, and the way a lot of these guys believed in one another, and that the fact that every player is saying how this is the closest team they've been on since they've been a Miami Dolphin, from Tyreek Hill and all that. And Tyreek Hill had a very quiet, I'm not going to say he had a quiet offseason because he did not. He had a very quiet preseason in regards to outside noise. Like, they seem laser focused. And that's a very scary thing when you have talented players that believe and buy into what you're selling in regards to team unity. That is very difficult because the talent will just take over and the mistakes are minimized. So one of the predictions, like I said, I think the offensive line is going to hold up. I think the offense is going to explode, and I don't believe Tua is going to be sacked at all today.
Oh, damn.
That's my top bold prediction. We're going to blow them out.
You could blow them out. Okay, then it's actually straight up. What's the score?
38-14.
38-14. All right. Tristan said 31-28 Miami. Tristan, I'm just going to write that. Let's see here. So we got some people preloading backstage, just popping in. You know, that's a businessman right there. He's ready to go. I know you get your stuff ready, my man. Take your time, brother.
Enjoy backstage.
But man, so I love it. And I'm gonna ask the guys this as well. But I'll say it here. I said it yesterday on Fins Talk today with Sammy. But my 3 big bold predictions. First off, 2 touchdowns between Tyreek and Tua today. Tua will throw 2 touchdowns to Tyreek Hill. We're not gonna be questioning the relationship after today's game. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say questioning any kind of play calling. We're not gonna, because there's a lot of questions on Tua and Tyreek's relationship and where Tyreek's head's at. Are we gonna get the Tyreek of 2 seasons ago or last season? I think today those questions for now are gonna be silenced. I think we get 2 touchdowns out of Tyreek and Tua. Number 2, Ollie freaking Gordon. Ollie Gordon. I'm still getting over this.
What happened to him? He mentioned Ollie Gordon. He's just gone. He's just gone, bro.
It was done. I couldn't do the show after that. Alex took over. Ollie Gordon gets a rushing touchdown. He will get a touchdown today. And Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson, each get 1 sack.
The sack trios.
That's right. So those are my big, bold predictions. Let's see.
30-20 Fins. I'll take it.
Ryan has been placed on administrative leave. We have been in community NFL. Oh, let's see. I hope so. Alex Anthony says, I mean, it should be Adrian. Ryan. Who's Ryan? Who are we talking about? Mom? His mom posted some breaking news that I'm not sure about. Ryan. Maybe she's making a joke.
Is that a player or something?
Trying to think.
Ryan?
Ryan. Who's Ryan?
Rex Ryan? Or what we're going with here?
Rex Ryan's been gone. We ain't talking about Rex Ryan.
That's why. Has been placed on administrative leave effective immediately.
Is it Ryan Clark with ESPN? You know, because he likes to down talk his co-host.
Let's Google here. NFL Ryan suspension. Let's see.
Let's see.
And
sorry.
Got
Mom.
you.
Sorry, Mom.
Got you.
Coach arrested. Oh, there you go,
our
Bob.
coach.
Is there any other? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Tammy from Miami coming in the clutch with the answer for you there, Anthony.
Our
There's
news
your
reporter on
update.
scene, Tamara Melendez.
Tammy from Miami. Yeah.
Which is a
34-10 from
segment.
Adrian. There you go. Anthony
That's to be a segment,
says
Bobby.
27-24 Dolphins. Jamila says Colts are going to win.
Don't mind her. The only reason she likes the Colts is because she used to like Peyton Manning and that big old forehead. So, like, don't mind her at all.
Well, did you hear Ryan Clark said that Peyton Manning was not a generational quarterback?
You see that comment? I just choose to not even, like, I'm not even going to respond to that because that's just idiotic. I understand.
And he told Peter Schrager, he said to Peter Schrager, he goes, you see, that's a guy who hasn't played the league talk. Like, that's such a knock. Like, don't do that.
That pisses me off, bro. Don't do that to people.
Oh, you didn't play professionally. It's like, stop.
Come on,
just
man.
Stop.
That's
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
Appreciate it.
15 minutes away from the debut season premiere of the official pregame show with FinStanza, myself, and new co-host, Fins Sammy. Excited to there. Yep.
Fins Sammy from Port of Rico. That's another segment. We got 3 segments. We got Tammy from Miami. We got Picks with Tris, and then we got Fins Sammy live from Port of Rico.
Everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, they're like, these guys are idiots, man. Like when does the real pregame show start? Get that bald-headed guy out of the show. What is this? He's talking about Hall of Fames. I want to talk about Dolphins.
I know. What are we talking about? Baseball Hall
What
of
is
Fame
this
for?
loser? Yeah, Hall of Fame guy.
Yeah. But okay, 38-14 Miami.
Yep. Miami Dolphins, baby.
All right, keys to victory.
Dolphins.
What are your keys to victory?
Okay, like I mentioned before, overall team stability and transitioning in game. You got to make changes. You got to adapt. I do believe Mike McDaniels was pretty decent at making second half adjustments after what he saw wasn't working in the first half. I think that's only going to grow as the season goes on. And I do believe there is a level to him and Tua just playing basically I wouldn't want to say for their contracts. Coach Mike McDaniel, I believe, is coaching for his coaching life here in Miami this year. And if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out my way. That does not mean I'm not going to listen to my suggestions from my coordinators and all that. Obviously, still a brainstorming process, but I'm going to go out with my identity. So if I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose my way. So I think that's number one, maintaining stability, overall team stability. Number 2, your defense has to be your rock. They have to be your backbone in regards to this. Obviously, the offense, I believe, is going to flourish, but that defense has to hold up. So I'm counting on veteran leadership with the youth infusion where it's a perfect balance. So I think you need to have a balanced attack defense where you're aggressive. And I think Weaver does that very well. He knows when to go full force, all out blitz, and then when to play a little bit more conservative. But I think you got to establish your defense identity early in the game and make your presence felt. And number 3, minimize turnovers. I think that's a key to every single game in regards to any professional sports, really. You have to minimize turnovers. Sometimes lose at 2 to 3 yards. Don't force a throw. Go run out of bounds. Don't put yourself in a position where you can fumble the football, and just play it smart, but play your identity. I've always believed, and even going back to the UM game against Notre Dame, I do not understand why teams play a certain way, and then when the last 6 or 7 minutes of a game, I understand clock management. I understand being smart with the football, but you cannot forget what your identity is. You can't play a game 3.5 quarters, and then the last 1/4 of a quarter, you completely go off and just play not to lose. I hate when teams play that way, and I think Miami's going to make that difference this year. We're not going to play not to lose. We're going to play to dominate. We're going to play to win. So I think within that realm, maintaining control of the football and being smart with your decisions.
Let's look at some of the comments here. Alex, are you and me looking at the same Mike McDaniel? This guy's not good at making adjustments every time.
Well, I think he's grown from the first year. I know he was very stubborn in regards to the way a lot of smart people are. A lot of what you call quote unquote offense geniuses. They like to go their way, but I do believe with the maturity and having a kind of more control of your team in regards to being more of who you are, and there's team unity. I do believe that he's grown since last year, hopefully about making those second half adjustments. And I think we saw with a more balanced attack offensively. Like we gotta be clear with what is true. There was a little bit more of a balance in regards to now the play calling balance. That's the difference, because overall last year the offense showed growth in regards to balance. We lost some explosiveness, but I think we have the right personnel this year, especially with the offensive line. I think the offensive line is going to be a pleasant surprise. I think it is much stronger than we expected it to be from last year. Obviously, the depth being the issue. So injuries aside, I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I understand. I'm going to say this. I understand people's Dolphin fans' trepidation or their, how do I want to say that? Their lack of trust in McDaniel right now. I get it. He does not make good adjustments at halftime. His play calling is a question mark. Yes, I think we all can agree those have been issues of the past. And those are something that we could look towards and when we're previewing the season. Like, hey, this has been an issue last year. Does this continue? Blah, 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 blah. But, and Alex knows I'm not the hopium type of guy. I'm a realistic type of guy, or I'll say, hey, yeah, Alex, we could hope that happens, but realistically, history has shown it doesn't. But I will say this, where that doesn't come into play, even though it might sound like it. It's a new season, folks. It's a fresh start. Yes, I believe Mike McDaniel is coaching for his job this year. Chris Greer could be managing for his job this year. Maybe. Tua is looking to stay healthy for his job this year. A lot of that's coming into play. If the Dolphins miss the playoffs by a hair, or they just told Tua gets injured and they only have like 4 or 5 wins, God forbid, I believe it blows up. But in regards of, McDaniel's going to be garbage and Tua's going to be garbage, and because they were garbage in the past, or blah, 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 whatever. It's a new season. Let's let it play out. Don't look backwards. Look forward. There's a lot of issues with this team that we could all hit, right? The depth situation, the tight end room, the young secondary, the inexperienced secondary. They got Rasul Douglas now and Jack Jones and whatever. But there are things here where you go, hold on, man. Tyreek Hill is still on this team. Devon Achane is still on this team. Ollie freaking Gordon looked pretty damn good in preseason. Tua is still Tua. He still has his weapons. Now, could he have some mental hiccups? Sure. Could he get injured? God forbid. But let's allow this to play out. Do you remember the check down? What quarterback got crystal ball to the Dolphins? No. My memory is, after yesterday, it's all gone. Alex is muted.
Please remind us, Russ.
Please, yes. As you will.
Please. You see us struggling here, man. Just say it, bro. Just say it, Russ.
I will say very quick, that when Russ is getting that in there, I have the hoverer again, or as some may know, is Junior Fins Talk. And because picks with Tris, as I believe that's what Lou bestowed upon us with the picks with Tris segment. So we'll have that very quick. We'll go through week 1, and Alex, I'll have Tristan pick a game, and then you could say what game you could give a pick on that game for this week.
Okay, let's go.
So Tristan, sneak on in here because you're still hovering around here.
Me and you, buddy, just us.
I don't know.
Oh, Quinn Ewers, yeah. So, all right, Tristan. We know the Philadelphia Eagles took out the Cowboys 24-20.
And we know that
closer.
Okay, the Chargers beat the Pitt City Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll get to that point. You know what I mean? Hey, A host, B host. It means you just respond off what I'm saying. All right. Professionalism.
He brought his glasses and everything. I like this.
Hey,
No, you don't have to take your glasses
hey,
off.
look.
No,
Hey, they're this color, so that's why.
Yeah, Fins, yeah, that's right.
Ooh,
That's right.
Nice, man.
What's up, Bryce? Bryce Warder in the house. Best possible we could do to 10-7 this season. That's cool.
It's just way smarter when you're gonna make picks, Tris, just like that. You put glasses on, and all of a sudden you look like a genius. Like, yeah, this is gonna
all right.
happen.
So Tristan's
Take
right.
them off.
So the Chargers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs. I did pick up the Chargers to win that game, so I'm still in the green. But let's go, Tristan. I'm gonna go. I'll just say I'm using my picks from my official picks from the Fins TV Pick'em League. So I'm consistent. So shout out to Fins Sammy and what he got going on at Fins TV. Pat himself on the back. So, all right, Tristan, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, don't take too much time, but if you have a reason why you're making that pick, you could say it. If not, you can just say the pick and move on. Got it? All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, show yourself in frame. You know, when you're doing it, just okay. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
All right.
That's better.
All right, my man. All right, Tampa Bay versus Atlanta Falcons. Who you got?
Tampa Bay.
All right, you got the Buccaneers. Alex, who do you got?
I agree with Tristan. I got the Bucks.
There you go. We got 5 minutes. Tristan, you got to speed that up, okay? Got Cincinnati versus the Cleveland Browns.
Browns. I know it's gonna sound crazy. Browns.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Upset.
They're gonna pick. I like that, Tristan.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Browns gonna go all full mode.
Alex, what do you think, man? You think he's right?
I think they're gonna have trouble with the offensive line, but I'm still gonna go with the Bengals pulling it off. There's just too much talent over there.
All right. The Raiders versus the Patriots.
Oh my gosh, bro. No, this is
all right. Who do you got?
hard because they were both like one of the worst.
You got Ashton Genty right here with Geno Smith. You got the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel now is the head coach. Drake May. You know, they got themselves a squad, but who do you got, man?
I'm going Patriots, going 1-0 this season.
Okay. Starting off 1-0. All right.
Yes.
Alex?
I got the Raiders.
The Raiders. All right. Cardinals versus the Saints.
Yo, I'm going Cardinals.
Okay. All right.
Hey, no whispering. No whispering, man.
I'm just going Cardinals.
All right.
Same here.
Alex?
I'm going Cardinals.
Arizona. There you go. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the New York Jets. Tristan, is there an upset?
Steelers.
Okay, that was fast. Okay.
Same here.
I
Steelers.
hate the New York
I
Jets.
We all
Russ.
hate the New York Jets.
I hate you, Russ.
We all hate the Jets.
I hate you, Russ.
Russ. Say, look at the camera and say, we hate the Jets, Russ.
We hate the Jets.
No,
Russ.
you gotta look in the camera. Say it with feeling. Come on.
We hate the Jets, Russ.
You're my son. You say it.
Yeah.
Say it with passion.
J-E-T-S. Suck.
Don't fail me, son. I'm just playing. All right. The Giants versus the Commanders.
Giants versus Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
New York Giants taking up the upset.
Oh, you didn't go with my pick.
He's going opposites here,
Yeah.
man.
That's because they when the Giants faced the other team last season, like who were they facing?
I have no clue what the other team was, but that you go with your point.
There's
They
many other
beat-
teams.
they
Many other
beat them.
teams.
They beat
That-
them, so
okay.
now I'm thinking they're
They
gonna.
beat the other team.
They
There
beat
you
the
go.
other
So he's
teams.
wrong.
I
and it
like
was
this.
like one
I
of
like
the
it.
good teams.
Oh, got you. Okay, my man. All right. Carolina versus the Jaguars. Go.
Carolina versus the Jaguars.
Not the
Panthers.
Jaguars.
Going with the Panthers. All right, there you go. Not good news for Alex if he has Trevor Lawrence starting.
No. I got Jaguars, man.
The Tennessee Titans taking on the Denver Broncos. Cam Ward, quarterback.
I'm going Titans because of Cam Ward.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He would like throw like a 50 touchdown pass.
Not today, though. He won't throw 50 touchdown passes today. All right. Alex, what do you got?
I got the Broncos. I think Bo Nix. I know I love Cam, and Cam and Ridley's connection is going to be amazing, but there's still too many holes Tennessee has to cover. So I'm going Broncos.
Too many holes. Holes. I heard it. You heard it too, right, Tim? Yeah, that's what I was like. Wait a second.
All over my football team.
All right. The 49ers taking on the Seahawks.
I have to think about this one. Alex, you go first. I have to think.
I like it. I
Damn.
am
All
going to go with a partial upset. I'm going Seahawks over the 49ers.
Seahawks over the 49ers. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
All right.
I'm also doing this because I tiny bit like the Seahawks, and my PE teacher likes the Seahawks.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great influence.
So
great
I'm going Seahawks.
There you go.
Perfect,
Going the
perfect.
Seahawks. That's not a bad choice. It's a divisional game.
Yeah.
People say it's an upset, but usually it's a tough game when it's a divisional game.
And a shout out to Tristan's PE teacher for liking the Seahawks. Boop,
Yeah,
boop.
Coach Rigby, right? The coach.
No,
Mr. Rigby.
Mr. Coon.
Mr. Coon. Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
My
Where'd you get
other
Rigby from?
PE coach is Mr. Rigby. He loves the Cowboys.
Okay.
The hell you think? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
My
I
kid.
thought
I
you
just
was
don't know
making
which one he's talking about. Detroit Lions versus the Packers.
Oh no. Not Alex. You go first. I'm having trouble with this, bro.
I'm gonna go Packers. I think Packers this year are gonna stunt a lot of people. Yes.
What? Bro?
I'm gonna go Packers as well. It's at Lambeau. Jordan Love, it's a
Tristan.
divisional game.
That's
You can go with
right.
the Lions if you want to go Lions.
I'm going Lions.
Oh, that's perfectly
That's
okay.
right.
No one's gonna argue with you. Why you gonna get all mad about it? Take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Adrian says, "Yeah, Rainy Day Pod." Shout out to Adrian at Rainy Day Pod. He says Jets suck. No one's arguing there. Minus
Whoop, whoop.
Russ. Neutral. All love, Russ. You know that. Houston Texans taking on the LA Rams.
Oof. Houston Texans are gonna get demolished by Rams.
Whoa!
Rams
I did not
win.
expect that. I did not
Rams
expect that at all.
win.
That was really good.
Wow.
The Houston Texans are gonna get demolished. That's natural, right there.
I like that. I like that. I like
You
that.
know,
Decoy. You just
Yeah,
threw me
I
out
like
there, buddy.
that.
You just
That's
threw me out
perfect.
there. Yeah.
All right, Baltimore Ravens taking on the Buffalo Bills. That's a big game.
That's game of the week. Game of the week for sure.
Wait,
No, wait. Not yet there, FinStanza. There he is.
Yeah, what's up?
He snuck in.
Well, I mean, he is on time. He is on time. I got to give
He
it
is
to him.
on
He is
time.
on time.
Yeah, he's not you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're
Hey,
on
what the
dot
hell,
here.
man? That's messed up.
FinStanza and
Watch
Sammy
out,
are here. We gotta,
No. So
come on, Buffalo, Baltimore.
Let's go, bro.
Alex, go with this.
No, you go.
No,
No,
Alex,
you. I'm
Alex.
tired of
Josh
this, Tristan.
Allen versus Lamar Jackson, 1-on-1. Who starts the season strong?
Okay, so I'm gonna hate to say this,
Just say it.
but
Just say it, bro.
But Buffalo wins. I'm gonna hate to say it.
Oof.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's gonna give me a whooping after this.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
All
For
right,
sure.
Alex, who do you got? Baltimore or Buffalo?
I got Baltimore. Game of the week.
There you go. All right, there you go. I'm rolling. Okay, it doesn't matter because I'm going to talk in the next show here. Minnesota versus Chicago, Tristan.
Minnesota versus Chicago.
This is your final one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Monday Night Football.
I'm doing this. I'm sorry,
Just do it.
Vikings, but Chicago Bears are winning. They're getting the upset.
Okay, going with Chicago. I have Chicago winning too, so I don't.
And
Yeah.
Vikings, no chance.
There you go. All right, Tristan, say peace out. You're out.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Hurry
Okay,
up.
peace.
No, man, you gotta give it.
Peace.
Say peace up.
Peace.
What's up?
All right, there you go.
Sure.
All right, there's Tristan. All right, good one. That's really good. They say kid a promo. They're giving you things. All right, shoo. He keeps walking back. He's like, no. All right, Alex, we're on the dot here. But, my man, are you ready for some football?
I am ready for some football, man. The day we wait for every single summer. This is when winter's around the corner and football season is back, man. I can't wait.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Tristan and I went to go play some catch yesterday, and we had some storms the night before, which were like, it was awesome. And it's like not really too much wind, but it was like a lot of rain, a lot of thunder. The power went out like 4 or 5 times.
Ooh.
Like, so it was like complete black outside. It was ridiculous. Like if you didn't have a flashlight,
Yeah,
you couldn't see anything. Eliana loved it. She got mad at me when the power went back on. She went, Daddy, why? No. I'm like, It's not my fault. Why'd you do that? I'm like,
Everybody
what?
turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
Well, the power went out anyway. But Tristan and I, we hung out. But last night we went out to play some catch, and it was nice and chilly out for the first time. And I was like, this is perfect. So it's nice out today. Weather's turning. Football season is here. Evan, when you show up backstage again, we'll get this rolling here. Maybe we could just start getting it rolling. But
I think he is backstage. He might just be off camera.
Yeah, I know. It looks like he's in his car. But we are going to transition. That's been a popular word today. I've marked it 5 times. Alex said it about 4 times. He said transition.
You're welcome.
So we're gonna transition into our next show. So we will get Sammy and FinStanza in here for the start of our pregame show. Alex,
I'm excited too, man.
Let's see here.
I can't wait to see my on-screen representation. I'm dying to see what you did for me. I'm so happy. When you told me I was gonna be part of the first like 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, bro, he incorporated me. I got my little spot. I'm ready to go, bro. I'm ready to go.
You're such a dick.
Let's go. Let's transition. Let's go. Woo!
All right, so we're gonna switch it up now because I thought I had a good thing there, but I don't because I got to switch to the next studio.
All right, let's go. All right,
do
cool.
that, and hopefully Evan is listening and ready to pop in when he's ready. We'll go here, and we will go here, and when we bounce back, Evan and Sammy will be in studio. Make sure here it is time. Where are you? All right, 3, 2, 1.
The sun is high, we're feeling good in Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Fins Talk leading the crew, we're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. The sun is high, we're feeling good in Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Fins Talk leading the crew, we're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowds roaring loud in the city with the blue and aqua proud. FinStanza's here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock, y'all. From the tailgate to the field of green with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play your stats and pregame chat.
All right, let's go ahead. Oh, well, there's Sammy. And there's Evan. Let's switch them up. There's the pregame crew.
What the hell? What is this? What the hell was this, bro? Bobby, you lied to me, man. Where's my little picture? I'm supposed to be holding a football and my name next to me. What the hell is this? Shit. God, man. Whatever, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Last time I do this show, bro. Horrible, man. Horrible. Love you guys, man. Hey, have a great show. Love y'all.
All right, Alex. There's Alex. He's your boys.
Peace out, man.
Wrap. You know, had a little bit of a hiccup there at the start of it, but that's all right. It's all good. Football season is officially here. Got FinStanza live on location somewhere. We got Fins Sammy. Let's start this off first with I saw Sammy yesterday, so let's go start off first with FinStanza. Evan, where the hell are you? How the hell are you?
Where am I? I'm actually at a flag football game for my son because I'm actually scouting replacements for this awful football team we're going to have this season.
Oh, geez, don't get started with all that now.
But I must tell you, guys, I must tell you something. I had a dream last night, and it was the most beautiful dream. And Mike McDaniel wasn't our head football coach in this dream. It was like Weaver was our head football coach, and he got fired last night. And then I woke up and realized it was a nightmare.
Oh, dude.
Mid-season form.
Mid-season form, no kidding. No
but
kidding.
I am so proud. By the way, I'm very happy to be Sammy's third wheel this year. I'm very honored to be his third wheel.
Stop it.
And you know what's actually nice? Sammy promised me that he would meet me in San Juan, Puerto Rico, give me a beautiful tour. He doesn't hang on the fence like Bobby. So at least it's nice that he stays with his commitments. Love you, Sammy.
No, you do, brother. All my family is good.
Sammy, how are you, my man? It's game day, brother.
Excited, you know. Everybody's other than the ones other than the Chiefs and the Cowboys, you know, who already lost during the season. But everybody else is 0-0. So very happy. Let's hope for the best. I have my reservation about the upcoming season, but I'm still hoping for the best. So let's make the best out of it.
Absolutely. Evan, how are you feeling being back? When it's the off season, you have some time away, you come on here and there, but now you're officially back in the full swing of things. Honestly, we know the feelings on Mike McDaniel, but football season is officially here. Where's your excitement level on this season?
Oh, so for me, this season I love football. Like anyone who comes into the comments and says I have this kind of a take or that kind of a take, you always defend me and say that the passion that I have for this team is bar none. I live and breathe it. I love Sunday football. I love this season. Travels, things like that. It's hard to be consistent, but as you know, from the months of September to February, you're going to see me 3-4 times a week on this network. I'm never going to go away. I'm going to be the biggest pain in the butt in the world. So for me, it's just great to be here, to be with you and Sammy, and my excitement for this team is absolutely incredible. And I'm just joking around. Like, I have faith in this team, but I need to see a game one effort. I need to see this team, because if you look at the injury report for this week and you see 1 or 2 guys for the Colts, and you see already after 1 week, it's the first game of the season, and the Miami Dolphins have 12 or 13 guys with different ailments, potential things. It gives you that, like, oh my God, once again, this team is just not consistent in their being prepared for this game. Like, they draft and get injury prone players, and that's fearful, right? So we just need our best players to be our best players. We don't have a lot of depth. I have a lot of faith, as you know, when I've come into the comments, on a lot of the players that they did sign that have been inconsistent in other places. But at the same time, I have a lot of faith in this team. I do, because of the foundation of many of the coaches. One of them, obviously, you know how I feel. But besides that, overall, Tua has a prove-it year this year. He knows he's no guarantee next year. McDaniel is on the hot seat, and trust me, and I will tell you this right now, first game of the season, I will be the first person to eat crow if he does something this year. But he's had 3 years, and he's in the Flores 4th year, and if it doesn't work out, like, honestly, like, it's time to move on. So for me, a lot of the young players, this is going to be a defensive first team, which is consistently, for me, hilarious. That you have most of your money is being spent on the offensive side of the ball, and we're going to be relying on our defense more than our offense to keep us in football games until we can see what they're able to do. Because last year, the amount of points we were scoring a game was absolutely laughable. So for me, this season is all about the offense proving them right. I don't think the defense has a lot to prove. Like, you and I have talked about and then Sammy and I have talked about, oh my God, the defense, the secondary, this, that. You want to know what? I'm not worried about that at all. I'm worried about the offensive side of the ball. The defense is going to figure itself out. That pass rush is insane. The defensive D-line, it looks amazing. And don't be surprised if Christian Wilkins is on this roster by the end of the year. You never know. For me, it's the offense. Is Tyreek Hill going to have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? And you've said this, Bobby, on the show many times, that you expect a lot more from Jalen Waddle. Those 2 guys better have 3,000 yards combined together, or it's a failure on Mike McDaniel and this team. If they don't have a combined total of at least 1,500 yards apiece, or 1,200, if they're not 3,000 yards between the two of them, it's a failure on the offense. Because I always joke around about Devon Achane, and you know I'm trolling. Every year I troll a different player, right? 2 years ago it was Jason Sanders. Last year is Devon Achane. You can't rely on him, because you know what's going to end up happening, Bobby and Sammy? Devon Achane is going to become very injury prone if you put him in a position where you're giving him the ball way too much. You need to spread the ball around, and that's what I want to see this year. I want to see you get the ball to your best players, but I want to see, when we look at that stat line on the post-game show, I want to see that down the line that Westbrook is getting passes in the red zone. I want to see the fact that Waddle and Tyreek are getting 55-45. I want to see a split between Achane and Ollie Gordon. And as Tyreek said, and this is the number one thing I'm going to be looking for today, on 3rd down and 4th down and short, I don't want to see Achane anywhere on the field. That's Ollie Gordon and Alec Ingold's time. That is not Devon Achane's time. So for me, this year, it's all about Mike McDaniel. The MVP of this team this season better be Mike McDaniel. If he's not, he will be the reason why this team fails. It will not be the team on the field. It will be the guy with the play call sheet on the offensive side of the ball.
I will say, I get your point. Scotty, I think that's what I'm saying too is, I wouldn't say it's a failure on that part. I think you're right though in regards of they both have to be involved in this offense. They're gonna have more output when it comes to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I don't think I think I made it pretty clear where I am on Waddle and how I feel this season may go. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but. I understand your point, but I think I'm with Scotty on this one where it says we are looking to run more this year. And you bring up Devon Achen. You don't want the ball too much in his hands because you don't want to risk losing him. Because if you keep running the ball with him and he's getting grounded and pounded, you might lose him, and then you're losing a big part of your offense. You're one of your most consistent parts of the offense. But guess what? Ollie freaking Gordon. And,
I love that boy.
I know. I do too. So, and Crazy Dolphin says he agrees on H and 100% with Evan. Sammy, what are your thoughts first off on this season? But what's Evan saying?
How do you follow all that? That was
you never can with Evan, man.
You just never can. I was warned, but even being warned, I cannot follow that. I understand where he's coming from because there's so much money invested in the offense, especially in the wide receiver spot between Waddle and Tyreek Hill, that if they better, the Dolphins better get the money's worth when you consider the money allocated to the quarterback and the two wide receivers takes so much of the cap. They must have a great season. You and I disagree on Waddle. I expected Waddle to have a very good season. I expect the contrarian Tyreek Hill. I expect Tyreek Hill to not be the player who's reached that 2000 plateau he always said he wanted to get. So my expectations are too high. I see a team that if it stays healthy, which we both know that every single year that doesn't happen, might be able to get 10 wins. That the problem is that reality says otherwise. The Dolphins every single year get injured a lot. You can see the injury report, like Evan said, so many players on the injury list, while the Colts only have 2 players. So that's always been a problem. I'm not confident also on Tua being healthy all season. Even if he protects himself, he gets in harm's way every single year because he just can't help it. So, but if the Dolphins find a way to stay healthier than every single other year, the Dolphins might be surprised. I don't have huge expectations, Bobby and Emma, on the Dolphins this season. But if they find a way to keep the starting lineup as healthy as possible for the majority of the games, they might reach. They can even reach the playoffs. But I don't expect that to happen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know where you stand. I think we all, I think our excitement level is different from expectation.
Excitement level is not a thing.
The excitement level is up here. Football season's here. We're excited. It's a fresh start, ready to go. Expectation level is a whole other beast. And I think that could probably go across the land unless you are Alex, who's like, they're undefeated and all that, but everyone else I've heard from or seen or whatever, expectations are kind of low to mid, and I think that's kind of where it's at. It's like, yeah, we know on the face value of this team how good this team could be, the talent level, et cetera, et cetera. But, when you look at the issues that could remain with the team, that could peek its ugly head, they're still there. They could still pop up, Evan will bring up the play calling, and then you got the depth situation, the injury situation with Tua. A lot of factors could play in. So expectations are mid to low, but that's good because then you're not as disappointed, when it happens. I asked this before the game. I asked this on East 10th Street Boys. Actually, Manzano brought this up earlier, and it's a great question. And let me see here if I could just pop it in. I want to make sure I find it. If not, I'll just paraphrase it. Okay, well, Anthony says, Bobby, I don't want the Dolphins to lose, but I have a bad feeling about this game against the Colts with the way they're going into it after losing their owner during the offseason. Sammy, I'll respond. I'll ask you first, and then Evan, you can follow up. But how much do you put that into play for today's game? The loss of Jim Israel, can that play a big factor in today's game with the Colts, possibly maybe upsetting Miami, if that's considered an upset?
Actually, I prefer for it to be today because the season opener, if they're not hyped for a season opener, they're never going to be hyped. How can you get everything bigger when you're still undefeated? It's your first game of the season and your home stadium in front of your fans. So the Jim Irsay thing, of course, can be a motivational factor, but I still expect the Colts to be motivated by themselves, but just because of the fact that this is an opener.
So it is what it is. Of course, I think the ceremony is at halftime. Hopefully, we'll be leading by halftime by a nice enough margin for not to be even a factor, because Mary Johnson told us that the ceremony is going to be at halftime. So the Dolphins need to start to a fast start, because after the ceremony, I know those fans are going to be probably more eager about finding a way to win. But to me, it doesn't make a difference. It's the NFL, the old pros, and it's the season opener. They have enough reasons to be hyped.
Evan?
I said this, I think, a couple weeks ago, that the fact that this is the first game without them, the daughter, I don't know if you saw this video, but during the preseason, Jim Irsay's daughter, who's now one of the owners and the chairman, is actually on the field wearing a headset, and she actually said that she's actually monitoring the general manager, and she doesn't trust what's going on there, so she looks like to be a pretty hands-on owner. No, for me, the noise in Indianapolis, the fact that Jonathan Taylor is no slouch, but we need to get off to a very strong start. But the defense needs to set the tone. If we get to put it this way, if the Dolphins, I'll make this prediction already, bold prediction. If the Dolphins start with the football, they need to score a touchdown on that first drive. If they don't start with the football, they need to, and they're on the defensive side of the ball, and they need to not allow points. If one of those two things does not happen, if they don't score on the first drive with the ball or stop the ball, the Dolphins will lose this football game, because they need to get off to this fiery start, because the building will get loud in Indianapolis. And that's what my concern is. For me, and I've said this many times on overtime, and I was talking, obviously, Bobby, you're not in that chat group. Sammy, you're always welcome, but you know the chat group between me, Brett, and Greg, right? My number one concern, and I understand people said during the preseason it shouldn't have been a factor. I want to silence that crowd. Like, if Tua starts with the ball, I want a deep ball to Tyreek or Waddle. I don't want this dink and dunk long 10-minute drive down the field. I don't want to see that. I honestly, the whole if I hear one more time an analysis, the Dolphins can solve two safeties deep, then if they can't figure out two safeties deep, then what do they do? What do they do? How is he a head football coach? We all every day do our jobs, and you need to survive. We need to find ways to overcome challenges. The Dolphins for 2 years or 3 years have not overcome those challenges. So for me, this is a noisy building. It's not a division rival. This should be a very easy win for them. It's Daniel Jones. Okay, it's Daniel Jones, who is already like Tua. If he doesn't have a good year, can become the next Daniel Jones, in the sense that he may not be a Dolphin and he's going to have to go find a job somewhere else. Daniel Jones is a much aligned backup quarterback on most teams. He's getting the opportunity because Anthony Richardson just isn't ready. The Dolphins should easily win this football game. It shouldn't even be close. But because of the fact that there's so much hesitancy about, no one knows who to expect. That's the thing. Of all the years, Bobby, in 2023, run and gun, we had that great feel. Last season was something where you could already feel after game one that there was something off, but we had high expectations. Because of the high expectations we had coming out of 2023 into 2024, the fact that this year we don't trust anything about it. Like the Dolphin fans, I don't know if you agree, we're all passionate Dolphin fans, but even the fans who are the true hard Dolphin fans, there's part of us that has this real sense of uncertainty. Because you remember the reaction that you and me all had when I read that statement that Ross, after the last game against the Jets, that he was keeping both. That feeling, we also have that aching feeling of how last season ended. And until we see Tua and Hill with chemistry on the field, until we see Achane, until we see that offensive line giving Tua more than 2.5 seconds in the pocket, there's nothing to be confident about. So for me, adding the Jim Irsay factor, for me, this game should not be close, but I have this weird feeling that actually we're going to miss Jason Sanders today. And it's weird, Bobby. We have a new kicker who is the least experienced kicker of the ones that came in, between Pinheiro, Gonzalez, all that. So for me right now, we're putting a lot of faith in this football team, and that falls with Mike McDaniel. He needs to be able to control the noise, get a lead in this team, because I think the thing is about the Dolphins, they're going to have an easier time scoring points with Tua, Waddle, and Hill and Achane. And if they don't do that today and get a fast lead and keep it close, we're all going to be on pins and needles in the fourth quarter, and that should not be. The game should be over by halftime. the way that if you look at on paper, our team is way better on both sides of the ball on paper. But I am nervous.
I will say, I think Sammy, I'm more with you. I said that on East Century Boys was in regards to the Israel factor. I think if it would have happened yesterday or a week ago, maybe, just maybe, it would have an impact on this game. I don't think it has any impact on this game. I'm not worried about that factor of it. We got to win for him, for Israel or the Colts. They don't need to win for him, or they may not feel that. It doesn't have that much of an impact. No one should be sleeping on the Indianapolis Colts. Alex has 38-14 blowout, big win for the Dolphins today, which is fine. He doesn't sleep on the Colts either, but for me, no one should sleep on the Colts. We're going to lose this game because they're going to play for the owner. No, Miami could lose this game because of Jonathan Taylor. Miami could lose this game because of Tyler Warren. Miami could lose this game because of DeForest Buckner. Or they could lose this game because of Xavier Howard revenge game. Or maybe, just maybe, Daniel Jones looks like the quarterback he was supposed to look like with the Giants being drafted so high, like Sam Darnold did with the Vikings. There's different factors in play that Miami could, that I would say, okay, here's where I could be concerned with this game. Nobody should be sleeping on the Colts. The Colts don't have a bad roster. They really don't. Jonathan Taylor is there was just a couple seasons ago when every Dolphin fan was banging the table to get Jonathan Taylor. Tyler Warren, every Dolphin fan, most Dolphin fans were banging the table for the Dolphins to draft Tyler Warren. He's on the Colts. Jonathan Taylor is on the Colts. Quentin Nelson, there was a time Dolphin fans were like, we got to draft Quentin Nelson. Guess what team he's on? The Colts. DeForest Buckner, Colts. There's a lot to be where I will not say that I don't expect a close game. It's week 1. It happens. The Colts did beat the Dolphins last season, but of course that was Tyler Huntley, and the Dolphins were just off the wagon. But what's up, dude? What's up, man? I thought he was wearing a Buffalo Bills hat for a second. I was about to say, but
no, proud Montreal Expos fan.
Yeah. But there's a lot of, you don't sleep on the Colts. I do expect a closer game. I expect a feeling out process. I also expect a win. I will say, if they're close, then I'm going to be disappointed. But I will say, if they lose, I will be disappointed, because I don't think you should be losing to the Colts this week. Miami needs to win. They need to set the tone. We're waiting for the game in Actis. Evan, I don't remember. When does usually in Actis pop up? Is it 11?
Usually an hour before the game. Usually probably around the next 15 to 20 minutes. Usually by 11 quarters to they're out.
All right, appreciate it.
The one we're most considered, I think the one we're all on pins and needles for, is James Daniels. So James Daniels does not play, but the advantage is they didn't elevate another lineman. So there is a chance that gives you the confidence that he is going to play. But that's the one I think people are saying, is it the last minute where they might sit him for the beginning of the game. But if we don't have our starting 5 that we planned for this year starting this game, just roll your eyes. Because already, if you look at the tight end position, we talked about how important tight end was, and we literally have 2 tight ends on the field today. One who has not been proven and has expected to do well in Tanner Connor, and then you have Julian Hill. Look, by the way, ready for this one? Ready for a crazy prediction, Sammy? Would you be surprised on Devon Achane's first big run, or Ollie Gordon's first big run, 20 yards, and then I'm going to be looking backwards at the zebra, holding on Julian Hill. If that happens, Twitter will explode. You know
what I love is that you didn't even have to say it before he already started grabbing his wrist. I'm in trouble this season. These two are going to be right on par with each other, man. I'll tell you. So let me ask you, and then Sammy, you could follow up though. Darren Waller out for this game. Evan, what's your reaction to that? Is it like a whatever?
When they traded for him, we all said, okay, let's see what happens. But then when you started seeing out throughout training camp that not much was happening, the person who I'm most disgusted by, and you know who I'm about to say, is obviously Mike McDaniel, because the man literally can't tell the truth. And he never wants to commit to where he was. But if there was that sense that he did not feel like he was going to be ready, the fact that he truly believes on the offensive side of the ball, him and John Embry, that Tanner Connor and Hayden Rucci on the practice squad and Julian Hill are your tight ends for this team, and that when you had Jonnu Smith last year and that's your level, and you don't have a power star tight end, you could have drafted one, you could have gone out and traded for one. Had Renfro was a bit, Michael Mayer was available, all these. What were they doing? The fact that they signed once again traded for a guy, low risk, high reward. This is the OBJ situation again. What I cannot stand is the fact that Mike McDaniel talks out of both sides of his mouth, word salad galore, but no one actually truly believed that Darren Waller was going to be playing this game. The fact of the matter that he kept on saying there was a chance he was going to play this game, he kept on lying to everybody instead of being consistent that he's not ready, and maybe even put him on the pup list of like the 4-game thing, like OBJ. But what are we doing here? Like, what was the point of this? Like, the tight end position was ended up being a strength of your team, and now actually it's one of the biggest weaknesses on your team. So for me, it doesn't. I don't put that on Darren Waller. Darren Waller has to do what he has to do. He's doing the best he can. But this is on Mike McDaniel once again, not forming his team. And you could say it's Greer, whatever. You know that you had to replace Jonnu Smith, and you replaced him with Darren Waller, and then Darren Waller's not playing, right? That's laughable for me. Like, it's once again head coach not being a leader.
Sammy. Oh, your mic is muted, I think.
There you go. I'm sorry about that. I'm Steve Hallen. Sorry. Hi, Steve. I think we talked about it yesterday about the fact that the Dolphins had a chance to improve the tight end position, but basically when Noah Fant was a free agent and he went to the Bengals, and the Dolphins didn't make an offer good enough to get him. The Dolphins tight end room is probably the worst tight end room in the whole NFL. I don't think there's, if you go around, I kind of did. I don't think there's a worse tight end room in the whole NFL right now. Darren Waller, now, as I said to you, is part now of the Miami Dolphins retirement, South Florida retirement fund. Put it in with OBJ and Will Fuller and so many others who come to South Florida for that last paycheck, and they basically don't play the final year of their career. So it's disappointment. But I expect, like I said, I expect Malik Washington to carry the load for that third receiver, like basically Jonnu Smith did last year. So the fact that he's there, that he knows the offense, that he's improving from his rookie year, Malik Washington has to come up big, because the Dolphins basically don't have a tight end. They might use it on running plays, but if you know Julian Hill is on the field, the Dolphins are going to run the ball. So that's a tell, and that never works for the Dolphins either.
Yeah, it's crazy because Evan will know this, and Sammy, of course, you too. I know that's if Sammy follows along, but during the offseason, during the pre-draft process, when no one was really talking corners because we had Jalen Ramsey and others, I'll say, hey, cornerback, Jahdae Barron, of course, and then you had Will Johnson from Michigan, and then tight end. I know a lot of people talk about Tyler Warren. I was talking about Harold Fannin Jr. There was a few other ones. Miami really, on the tight end the situation, Miami really crapped the bed on that. You knew you weren't going to pay Jonnu Smith. You didn't. He gets traded. Your response is to go get Darren Waller, who hasn't played a game. He was retired. And this guy has not been on the field. There's no reason why he should not be ready to go or not be healthy enough to play. He's not. He's not going to start week 1. He hasn't played in a year. He's been retired. He's not touched a field. But he can't even get in a game week 1. That's concerning. Evan will put it on Mike McDaniel. I'm going to put it on both because it does come into play on both. You do better. There's other guys in free agency that are not named Darren Waller. They wouldn't be in Darren Waller's, be able to carry Darren Waller's jockstrap if Darren Waller's at full potential and what he was a few years back. But he's not that. Though there are guys right now in free agency that you could have got that probably would have gave you a lot more than Darren Waller is giving you right now, which is nothing, which will be nothing. But here's the positive outlook on this, which Sammy and I touched on yesterday on Fins Talk today. Is the what if factor, is the potential of something with a Tanner Connor or Julian Hill. We know what we've seen from those guys. We know our expectations aren't high on those guys, but we know that their teammates like them. They go, hey man, those guys, there's something about those guys. They could be really good. Well, now it's time to put up or shut up. They have a great opportunity to be something or do something. You know, if they could get Julian Hill on fire, if Julian Hill could come out of this game with a couple catches and one big catch or whatever, it doesn't have to be some monster game. But then maybe we start to feel a little bit better about the tight end room, because I'm with you, Sammy. We have a weak tight end room on paper. Evan talks about, damn man, on paper, Miami's way better than Indianapolis. But when you really look at it, are they? Are they? You know, I know Evan doesn't really believe that. I know Evan looks at it and goes, there's a lot of problems with this roster. You know? But, you know, you look at the Tyreeks and the Waddles and the Achans and the Tuas and the, you know, and especially that front seven, which is going to eat. It's going to eat. It's going to feast. Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb. You know, you're going to chop it down with the edge of your hand. That no, full pun intended. You're probably going to get a Chubb with that D line this year, because that is some monster play, you know. We talked about big, bold predictions. And one of my big, bold predictions yesterday was that not one, not two, but 3 sacks from Chubb, Phillips, and Chop. Each of them get a sack today. It's one of my big, bold predictions. Evan, what are your big, bold predictions for today? Give me 3 big, bold predictions from today's game.
Big, bold predictions today. Patterson. It's Riley Patterson. Is that the name?
Riley Patterson, yeah.
Riley Patterson will, because he actually doesn't have a good history. If you go look at his field goal kicking, he will kick a 50. He will kick a 50-plus yarder today. That will be a shocker. And then the whole talk about him being better than Jason Sanders will begin after week 1. What else will happen? The Dolphins will return a punt for a touchdown. There will be a punt return for a touchdown, or a kickoff, one or the other. I'll say one or the other. I won't hedge myself. I won't corner myself.
He's being humble. He's being humble.
And Nick Westbrook will score a touchdown in the red zone.
Ooh, I like that. I like that one.
That's really bold.
There are your 3.
Okay, first off, this is what I want to say to everybody out there. And Evan knows me and Sammy has his bag. But I just want to say this is proof. I asked Evan, when do we usually expect the inactives? Evan said, probably 10 to 15 minutes from now. Well, guess what happened 10 to 15 minutes later? We got the inactives report. All right. Here's your game inactives for the Dolphins versus the Colts. Sammy, you can react first, and then Evan, you can follow up. But right now, it's Jalen Wright inactive. Quinn Ewers is your emergency QB. Zach Wilson will be your official backup. Ethan Bonner is out. Kendall Lamb out. Darren Waller out. Taj Washington out. Zeke Biggers out. Those are your inactives for today. So James Daniels is playing today. So great news for Miami. But Sammy, you hear the inactives. Is there anyone that stands out to you that gives you cause to pause?
No surprise at all. That's basically, if you ask me, that's basically what we would expect. The good news: H is in, Tyreek's in, Daniels is in. So basically, all that we needed is there. Lamb, of course, was added late to the roster. He was here last season, but still not recovered from the good job from the injury he had during last season. So no, for me, no surprises. No surprises means no excuses. So the Dolphins better find a way to win this game now.
Evan,
no surprises for me. I guess I didn't even realize Zeke Biggers was injured, but no, honestly, no. The key people who need to be playing this game are playing today. Poor Ethan Bonner, this kid, I'm telling you, he's like the new Cam Smith. I'm telling you, I don't understand. Like, the guy never gets on the field, the poor guy. But no, overall, there's no excuses today. You have Ollie Gordon, you have Alec Ingold, you have Devon Achane in the backfield. You have Tua there, you have Zach Wilson, you have your offensive line there, you have all your wide receivers. Like, Malik Washington is going to be a utility player for this team. Honestly, overall, this team has no excuses. On the defensive side of the ball, like I said, yes, are we worried about what we're going to see? But I'm so excited to see Minka in that backfield. Like, the guy, honestly, after I could not stand watching Javon Holland after last season, you could tell the guy was not trying very, very hard. But no, there's no excuses today. There's absolutely not. As far as big as that injury report was, if you had a choice, Bobby, between what you saw during training camp, Jalen Wright or Ollie Gordon, and you had to sit one or the other. You're playing Ollie Gordon. So like
100%.
and by the way, have you noticed, and I'm just wanting to point this out, it's not even the fact that you were so high on him during the draft and that allowed us all to focus on him. Do you ever see like the Dolphins are actually focusing all their social media a lot on him? There's something about that personality. He has a personality.
Oh, he has an
of a guy
amazing personality, dude.
that is absolutely incredible. Like it's infectious. Like you want to cheer for this guy. So for me, there's absolutely no excuses. It's just like I said to you today. They have the weapons today on offense. Like if it becomes a shootout, Bobby, or it becomes like a game where people are scoring, the Dolphins should be that's good. Actually, a sort of a good sign for the Dolphins because if they don't do so great on the defensive side of the ball, but it's more than not stopping the run. Because Jonathan Taylor has a good game. I think we'll all get over it because it's Jonathan Taylor. But the two things I'm worried about today are actually I'm not worried about the secondary. I'm worried about Jonathan stopping the run, and what are the linebackers going to do? Like I'm excited to see what Willie Gay is going to do. I'm excited to see what Jordan Brooks. I don't know about you guys. Jordan Brooks, I would not want to cross him. He is by far the scariest player on our football team. Like he looks like a guy you want to go to war with. So for me, the team has all the players they need to win today. They just prove it. And Tua should have 3 touchdowns today or 300 plus yards. They should be putting 30 plus on this team. They should. They should on a game. They should do it. They should be putting 30 on this team. So the roster is built to win today, and it's a fresh start. And honestly, the only thing I'm worried about is if they win, here come all the haters. Me and Sammy are going to be ripped to shreds tonight on post game. That it's all about like Scotty and Daniel are going to be coming on, ripping us a new one. Told you Mike McDaniel was great. Told you all this, but then Bobby will defend us and say it's game 1. So that's why it's nice to have Bobby, Mr. Realistic, Mr. Temperature. Like Bobby doesn't like things too hot, too cold. He likes everything right in the middle. That's why he lives in Tennessee. He always brings out the middle in all of us. That's why he lives in Tennessee. Florida's too hot, Canada's too cold, so he went to Tennessee. So no. Honestly though, there's no excuses today. Like honestly, like I said, the first drive for this team. I'm sure all of us. I don't know about you guys. Mid-season, now doing the podcast, I become very analytical, and I don't get as affected by what happens in the middle of the course of the game. But I will be very nervous on that first drive because it's going to. I can see the Twitterverse going bananas. If they don't stop, the defense is a disaster. But can you imagine, Bobby?
Not the Twitterverse. The DM group between Evan, Brett.
Oh God! Oh my God! No, can you imagine if the Dolphins give up a deep ball on the secondary, and either James Marshall or whether it's Jack Jones or whether it's Storm Duck get beaten on a first deep play to Michael Pittman from Daniel Jones, or if on the first play Tua is dinking and dunking and they're 3 and out. Like there has to be something good for the Dolphins coming out of the first drive, whether it's offense or defense. It has to.
No, again, for the injury report, my reaction, really a non-reaction. It's what I expected. I know some people might look at it and, they see Quinn Ewers as your third quarterback, your emergency quarterback. They might go, oh man, no, put him as Zach Wilson was going to be your backup quarterback. He's young. He's really young, but he's the veteran. It makes more sense. The coaching staff believes in him. They think he's ready, and it's good. We don't want to put Quinn Ewers in a situation where he's not ready. You throw him in the game with Tua, God forbid, gets hurt, and then you put him in the fire right away. He's your emergency quarterback. Let it ride. Jalen Wright, he's not playing today. He's injured. Evan's absolutely right. First of all, I didn't think that it was a done, signed, sealed, and delivered situation. I like Jalen Wright coming out of college last year. I was excited when we picked him a couple of years or whatever, but I wasn't one of the guys who were like, oh, he's automatically our RB2. No, he didn't earn that. And obviously, Ollie Gordon in training camp and in preseason, if they were both, everyone was healthy, I'd still put Ollie number 2 with Jalen Wright as number 3 because he hadn't showed enough. But once Jalen Wright's back, I think it'll be good, but that doesn't bother me. Kendall Lamb just got signed back. Maybe that's like hey, let him get adjusted again and let him get in. Darren Waller, no shock. Zeke Biggers. I don't know if Zeke Biggers is hurt or if that was just a healthy scratch. I didn't hear anything about him being hurt. But nothing here surprises me. I would have liked to see Taj Washington active, but it is what it is, and he probably wouldn't get to see the field much anyway. But no, it is what it is. The good news is, as Evan brought up way earlier, is that we're not seeing James Daniels on this list. He's going to play. So our starting offensive line, Austin Jackson, James Daniels, Aaron Brewer, Savanea, Patrick Paul, we get to see them in action today. They're all there, which is great news because that will give us Sammy, that will give us not a preview, but just kind of a foresee of how the rest of the season is going to be for this offensive line. Because, again, that D-line or some of the defensive talent on that Colts team is no slouch. Again, DeForest Buckner, Latu from UCLA. There's a lot of good players on that defense for the Colts, so this is going to be a good test for this Dolphins offensive line. So, and I will move that up to tail of the tape. But how are you feeling about this offensive line, Sammy, going into this game against this Colts defense? Are you intrigued? Are you a little down on it? Or do you like, no, I like this for them? Where do you stand on the offensive line versus the Colts defense today?
What you will expect for your offensive line to be playing at least the first game together, because that didn't happen for sure all of last season. So many injuries, but it's a good sign that they basically, for what it's worth, for the first game, for the first series, they're gonna be all healthy. They're gonna play together. The Colts defense last year, I think it was 29th. It wasn't a great defense, but Luan Onarumo, who was here with the Dolphins before and was very good with the Bengals, but he was good, is there. The defense should be a lot different. So that's going to be a good matchup for sure. But the fact that the offensive line, first game of the season, they should be able to. Austin Jackson, who was, scratched for so much of training camp, is there. Hopefully they can find a way to stay healthy, but that's what we expected for the Dolphins to have this offensive line playing together at least for game one. So if they can find a way to come out healthy 1 week at a time, this week at least, the Dolphins have the offensive line that we all fans expected. So Daniels, and of course Austin Jackson being the question marks, but because of injury.
There you go. Evan, same question, my man. We got the full healthy offensive line. Colts defensive line. Defense is no joke. Where do you stand on the offensive line against the Colts defense today?
They just need to do their job. Like the starting offensive line should be good enough to sustain enough pressure from the defense to allow the Tua and the running backs to do their job. But I'm less concerned actually about the offensive line. I'm more concerned about the blocking of Alec Ingold and the blocking of Julian Hill and the blocking of Tanner Connor. The offensive line will do what it needs to do, but it's the secondary help that they need to get from their tight ends and from their running backs and their tailbacks that matter to me. So for me, the offensive line, as long as the core, they're going to make mistakes. Patrick Paul, they're going to develop. But I think they're no worse than they were last year. I think they are a little slightly better than they were last year. So for me, I'm less concerned about that. I need Alec Ingold to have a much better year on as a blocking fullback, and I need Julian Hill to show up and not take stupid penalties. Besides that, I'm not concerned about the offensive line. I have zero concern over the offensive line. It's all about Ingold and Hill today for me.
Okay, Evan, I'm going to stay with you on this one. Colts offense. Colts offense. I'll go. Where are you most concerned with the Dolphins defense against Colts offense? Like
Tyler Warren.
Okay. All right.
Because one thing we've always wondered about our team is what is their level of performance of the linebackers in coverage. And for me, who will be able to cover? Because Jordan Brooks, Willie Gay, they're good dplayers and all that, and we have Dobson and all that, and Dotson. But at the same time, we've never had strong linebackers who are able to cover really top end tight ends. And so for me, that's where my main concern is. It's more about Tyler Warren, because Tyler Warren's gonna have a chip on the shoulder. Like I see this rookie class of McMillan, of Ashton Genty, of Tyler Warren, these first round pick offensive players are actually key cogs for all the different teams. They're not just these much aligned random players who just pick and maybe they'll be a second or third. These are starters. So Tyler Warren is a Swiss Army knife of a tight end, and I think that he will be a safety net for Daniel Jones. So the linebackers have to get on him very, very quick, and that's why I want to see. That's why I'm happy that we have a Willie Gay and that Dawson's back. But honestly, I think the guy who needs to be most productive on the linebacker core today is actually Willie Gay. I'm not worried about because he's new to that linebacker core. But there's a day like today, I'll put it to you this way: on a day like today, I would be less concerned about the tight end position if we had like a Van Gink or we had that kind of a feel. But right now we're so focused on the linebacker core, on the defensive core and the defensive end core. But at the same time, the linebackers have to show up today because they're the ones who are going to have to cover are going to be the secondary guys to tackle, and they're going to be the guys who have to cover Tyler Warren. So that's where my main concern is. Will the linebackers, who everyone's saying are much better, prove it? Say, show me that you're better this year. Show me that you're better. Second year in the Weaver offense. Defense, I mean.
Sammy, same question for you, my man. On this offense, what concerns you the most with the Colts offense?
Well, I agree with Evan that I'm very confident in this front seven. But for me, that's the best front seven the Dolphins have had in a while. Even without Wilkins, who left us 2 years ago. If you ask me, the Colts do exactly what the Dolphins usually have trouble with. They have a mobile quarterback, which you always know that mobile quarterbacks always get Dolphins fits. They're going to play a lot of 2 tight end sets, which usually gives the Dolphins a lot of problem. And they have a very good running back. Well, you miss it with a mobile quarterback and a 2 tight end set. That could be trouble for the Dolphins. I'm not expecting the Colts offense to set the world on fire against this defense, but it is what it is. Those are the things that the Dolphins usually have problem with a mobile quarterback, 2 tight end set, and a good running back. So I'm not saying I'm concerned, but if the Dolphins struggle for part of the game trying to stop the Colts offense, I'm pretty confident that will be the reason why.
There you go. Let me just say, Adrian says that Tyler Warren as well. Orion, I feel the Dolphins have to score at least 35 points to win this game today. Ooh, big time.
Wow.
Has anyone checked on Steve Malloy? Because he posted a tweet yesterday, by the way, that I honestly thought he was kidnapped by.
I reposted. I say he was hacked.
I know. He has to be hacked.
Now you got me checking. Steve's on
my
vacation.
God.
Steve should be back soon. Let me
You should see what he wrote yesterday. I was like, honestly, he was hacked. He was hacked. I've never.
Steve Malloy was hacked. Steve Malloy was hacked and reposted that. So at least he's alive.
Oh, like we're gonna have like 4. He counted. I think we're gonna have 50 sacks this year. Remember, he counted. We're gonna have 50 sacks this year on the defensive side of the ball. Tua's gonna win MVP. Devon Achan's gonna run for 2,000 yards. I've never seen.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see any of that. But here you go. Ben, don't break today. Colts don't score much. There you go.
By the way,
okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want you to make a side note. And we'll talk about this as we go. Keeps the game. The most hilarious thing. Have you noticed that why is this? The number one narrative coming out of the on Twitterverse after the Chargers Chiefs game was, Herbert versus Tua again. I go, when is that narrative going to possibly go away? It is unbelievable. He
Let
won
it go.
one game, and then you had people going back. Then next thing you know, the Tua stands are playing the game where they show the stat line of Tua versus Herbert 2 years ago. So honestly, it's unbelievable the amount of nonsense that happens. Each quarterback is in a different situation, and I'm sorry to tell you this: Justin Herbert's doing well because I don't know if when you guys watched that game, he had about 35 seconds to throw the ball. If you give Tua's never had more than 2.5 seconds. If you gave Tua 10 seconds in the pocket and you gave him that offensive line between Slater and Alt and that group and Mekhi Becton, a lot of quarterbacks would do well. Weren't you the one who said on one of your podcasts that if Tom Brady had the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins the last 2 years or the Kansas City Chiefs, they would not be who they are? You would not be a 6-time Super Bowl winner or something? So unbelievable. So when I look at this, I go, can we all just stop with the Herbert Tua nonsense? It's enough. Every situation is different. By the way, Jim Harbaugh made Colin Kaepernick an MVP candidate. It's the coach makes the difference. That's why you always see me talking about Mike McDaniel and how hard I am on him, because coaching actually matters. It's not just Herbert. It's actually that he has a phenomenal coach who built an offensive line with giants. So Justin Herbert has forever. Did you notice that Patrick Mahomes had no time in the pocket? Like zero? Same thing that happened in the Super Bowl. They didn't fix their offensive line. So in the end, guys, let's just have some fun. But in the
Morning,
end,
Daniel. It's game day, baby.
Comparisons. I'm tired. I'm
with you.
Yeah, it's enough with the
100%.
comparisons. Stop.
Stop.
And they brought the Flores nonsense with Jordan Love, and that Flores was right. Can we stop this? It's a new season. Stop looking in the past and focus on the future.
I'm going to do it again because Adrian says I have a voice of an angel. In the words of Elsa, right? Is it Elsa? Is she the one? Is it Elsa?
Yes.
Yeah,
let it go. Let it go. Like, let it go. Leave it alone.
Listen.
Stop. Yeah, it's enough. It's honestly, it's enough. It's enough.
I really hope that we could all travel to Miami for the Chargers game and do a pre-show live or something, because the Herbert topic is gonna be different while we're there. But I always say the same thing. If the Dolphins had drafted Justin Herbert to Miami with Brian Flores, who could not build a coaching staff, he couldn't even find one competent offensive offensive-minded offensive coordinator, Justin Herbert would have been in the same spot that Tua was. Well, he was with Brian Flores. That he could not be the coaching staff. So stop it. Who knows? You need to let like Bobby said. So beautifully, he sings so beautifully. Just let it go. Come on, guys.
Say it. Let's say it, Sammy. Let's do a quartet right here. Let's let it go. Just let it.
That was.
I guarantee. What are the chances? What are the chances we're going to go to that game? That game is going to take place on October the 12th, and there will be someone in the building wearing a Dolphins jersey with Herbert's name on the back.
I thought about that. I always said the same thing. If you wanted the Dolphins to draft Justin Herbert, I expect that stadium be full of Dolphins fans who wanted Justin Herbert. I don't want to see no Chargers fans, no resale. I want to see all Dolphins fans, even with Justin Herbert jerseys. I don't care. Because if you really want Justin Herbert, that's the game for you.
That's gonna be an awesome event for you guys, man. Hey, it's big things going. Big things going.
Happy, you need to let Bobby come to Miami on the. It's a business trip.
It's a business trip. I told you said
also,
that.
You too, Jason Sarni. If you're watching, you have to be there.
There you go. Yeah, we'll have a whole full. We'll rent a. Actually, that's what they'll be really cool is renting us. Evan and I last time we went to a fans club weekend, which was the Carolina Panthers game, which was an amazing event the whole weekend. And and right after though we went to Hialeah, and I'm trying to remember the name of the place, Evan, that we went to, but we did a post game show. Yeah, in Hialeah. That was really cool. Like that was a cool turnout. We had our pregame show at the tailgate. So that's always a fun experience. But if we do it again, I know Sammy's gonna be there, Evan's gonna be there. I think it should happen either way, even if I'm not there. I want you guys do it. But like have a full
He's bailing, Evan. He's bailing.
I'm not. I'm just. You got. I can't be no guarantee. I can't do anything.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting till the last minute. I'm willing to wait. The man. I'm a patient man, but he's being very inconsistent.
No.
Wait. See, I think on this podcast last year during like April, May during the draft, I might go to the Indy game. I might go to the Atlanta game. Like honestly,
I didn't go.
Honestly, the inconsistency of your consistency is unbelievable.
I didn't say
you have so much in common with Mike McDaniel. You're so inconsistent with your
Shut up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're still winning here. Don't put your hat down.
Here, I even told you. Bobby, I'm giving you all these incentives. You come to the game, I buy you one of the new rival jerseys, and then I will keep my promise to Manny.
You still owe me a watch. You haven't got me a watch.
In Florida, I'm going to take you to Sample Road in Florida to the flea market. I'll buy you a watch. Okay. And I'll give you a pickle on the stick.
So,
and I'll buy my
game ticket, rivalry jersey. All right. I might have to just drive down there. Maybe I'll drive. I don't have to drive game day back.
You go to the DMV this week, Bobby, to get that real ID. Don't let that for the last minute. Come on. You need to do
Dude, trust me. There's so much other stuff too. But anyway, see, Adrian's going to be down there. Adrian will be there. You see? So there you go. There's a lot of ones. All right.
Adrian's going to be there. George's going to be there.
You know what it is, Bobby, for us? It's the reason why I think it would be fun for all of us to be there, and I know it's hard. Even I have to figure stuff out and move stuff around, but it's a long weekend in Canada for that weekend. It's our Thanksgiving. Is because of the number of people that are there, the Bo Camper experience. It's just the best. It's the best experience of all the weekends. It's the most fans you'll ever see.
I understand.
You remember we did that post game show? We did the thing with Manny and the group on the post game show there, where it was Steve Daniels and all that. Like it was just like that kind of experience. You can't make that up. Going to a random game in November or September isn't the same. It's a different kind of weekend.
No, I'm going to tell you, Fan Club Weekend is an amazing event for all Dolphins fans.
Oh, he's in trouble.
You saw that, huh? But
David.
If you could be there, go. I know. First of
all, Sample Road is gone. Is Thunderbird still available, Mom? Like, where could give me a flea market?
Is Sample Road gone? Is it really? My dad used to live off Sample Road.
It was a great flea market. They had the pickle on the stick. They had the knish. It was really good there.
Oh, pickle on the stick. That's disgusting. But look, Adrian's going to be there. Sammy's going to be there. FinStanza's going to be there. Doll is going to be there.
I haven't bought a ticket yet, though. I haven't bought a ticket yet. I'm going to wait for Bobby.
Oh, you see, don't do that.
I'm going. But I can't buy I'm not going to buy a game ticket for myself. I'm waiting for you.
You and I have to talk. We haven't talked off air for a while. So chill the hell. I got to talk to you anyway. Closed. It's closed. Wow. Oh, the
Very
flea
sad.
market is closed. But hi, Mom Posner. How are you? God bless you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
All right. So let us keep this rolling here as we get sidetracked. And
Take
this
him to
won't be the
Burlington.
end. This won't be the end of me and Evan today. We will be on post-game show tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Sammy is always welcome. Sammy's a busybody, but we got post-game tonight, which will be a fun, eventful show, win, lose, or draw. But let's talk about what it takes to win. And Evan, I'm going to start with you. What are your keys to the game for today for a Dolphins victory?
Key to the game on the offensive side of the ball is spread the ball around. Like, utilize all of your weapons. So utilize Nick Westbrook in the red zone. You're tight when you run the damn ball when you're in short yardage with Ollie Gordon. On the offensive ball, I want to see a spread out. I don't need to see domination from Waddle and Hill, but I want him to figure out, like, all the stuff that people were saying, bag of tricks. They weren't throwing the ball deep. I want to see spreading of the offense. I want to see Tua utilizing all of his weapons, so they put the defense on its heels. Special teams, I need to see good field position for Tua from the special teams, and I want no big play. I want a deep end zone like Riley Patterson. I don't want him kicking the ball into the end zone inadvertently. I want to see very, very smart play by the special teams and Ackerman, because we were also hard on Danny Crossman. Let's see what Greg Ackerman and his team can do there. We kept Jake Bailey over Stonehouse. Let's see what he can do there. And from the offense and from the defensive side of the ball, the keys to the game is not to allow any big plays from either Michael Pittman or Jonathan Taylor. So clog up that middle with our D line and Kenneth Grant and Zach Sealer in that group. And from and in our secondary, do not let any big plays. Do not let Michael Pittman behind you. Those are the keys to our game. If each facet does the basic jobs, and we just play conservative, even if we play conservatively and spread the ball and don't focus on one thing, we'll still be able to put up points throughout the game. I'm not worried about Tua. I'm not worried about specific players. I want to just see the different facets of the team play as a team. They say how unified they are as a team and how much fun they're having and how relaxed they are. Well, the last time we heard that didn't turn out so well. So let's see how they play as a team. And I want to see a unified effort today. All three phases have to show up today.
Sammy, keys of the game.
On offense, like I said, the Dolphins need to find a way to win on first down. They cannot be on third and long. Those penalties for movement or a tight end holding, the Dolphins have to find a way to win on first down on offense. That for me is the key. Of course, running the ball. They had to run the ball because that's the only way they're going to be able to stretch the field. On defense, they had, like I said before, they had to find a way to stop Jonathan Jones when running, the two tight end sets. And Jonathan Taylor is still a beast, so the Dolphins find a way to stop it. And on special teams, with a backup kicker, everything goes. So many Dolphins fans criticize Jason Sanders so many years. Now we're gonna wait and see what happens with the backup with the backup kicker, and anything can happen. And I have the Dolphins winning by a field goal, so this could be huge.
Oh, there you go. There you go. For me, we talked about this yesterday, but for me, offensive firepower. We got a lot of talent on this offense, and especially Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Malik Washington, Nick Westbrook, as Evan brought up earlier. Especially early on, I understand kind of a slow start if you got to get your feel, but I think early on, Miami has to open up the firepower, get the cannons going. I want to see a deep ball to Tyreek, set the tone early for this football game, start ahead. So I agree with Evan. I want to see a fast score, offensive firepower. Number 2, running the ball. Yes, we know Devon Achane, but Ollie Gordon, get him rolling, set the tone.
Mid running back. Sorry,
shut the
STFU. Just once.
You're such a prick. Such a prick. And number 3, the D line. Defensive line hunts, and the secondary get the scraps. I want the defensive line to be like the Lions. Take down the prey, go after that quarterback. Force him out of the pocket, force him to make mistakes, get Daniel Jones a little queasy, and then like a bunch of hyenas, get that secondary to pick off the scraps, get those interceptions. I would love to see at least 1 INT today. 2 would be great. And man, would it be really cool? Obviously, to see a Minka Fitzpatrick get an INT or Jason Marshall to come down on one. But I'd love to see the D line. Like I said, bold prediction: Chubb, Phillips, and Chop each get a sack. That would be great for setting the tone on defense. It'll be great to get Daniel Jones a little rattled where he throws a bad ball, and here comes Minka Fitzpatrick with an INT or Rasul Douglas or Jason Marshall. That'd be awesome. Those are my keys to victory for the Dolphins today. Let's go around the league here, and let's go ahead and predict some games. Evan, where is your kid? Grandma wants to know. Where's her grandkids?
Oh, here I'll show her. Here's one. Wave. There's one. And the other one is sitting on the ground over there. Well, I guess he's sitting for right now. So
there you go.
They have to rotate in and out.
There you go. No worries.
Multitask. Hey, I do it all. People see that I come to flag football. I do podcasts. I'm back. I'm back full throttle. Multitasker like crazy. The hockey later.
Someone like you to do those challenges and stuff. Mike Mandela could use someone like you. He needs someone like that.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
That's right. All right, so let's go around the league. And so,
before we go around the league, right? Breaking news. The Pick'em League. Guys, did you know that Bobby's still undefeated? I didn't know that. He's still undefeated.
Woo!
He only told himself. He's only telling everybody that he's undefeated.
2-0, baby. 2-0. Woo!
So you believe in Herbert too?
Hey, you know what? I looked at that game, and first of all, the Chargers have a really good team. You know, they got a lot of talent on the team, and Herbert with Harbaugh in his second year now. I think it's the second year, right? Yeah, there, and it's a divisional game. I actually didn't feel that bad picking it. Huh?
I'm going to ask you both this quick question before we go around the league. Same exact roster. The records you guys thought of this year, which you've yet to ask me how many wins I predicted this year. I've yet to announce that. But if you had this roster, would you have more confidence in wins and losses for this team, exact same on paper, if Jim Harbaugh was your coach over Mike McDaniel? Quick yes or no. Same roster, Jim Harbaugh's your coach, not Mike McDaniel. More confidence in this team?
More confidence.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
I'd say more confidence for sure.
Exactly. Coaching matters.
Greg, what's up, Greg? Greg, co-host of Overtime with FinStanza. There you go.
Let me know about Tuesday. Let me know if Malloy's not back, then we'll take over the Tuesday spot this week.
There you go.
No, we want to do Overtime. I'm not there Thursday, so we want to do an episode of Overtime.
You like that? Hey, shout out to Sammy who got me going with that. You know, I could do a perfect woo. You know, I've always have. Woo! Yeah, woo! I could go all day. If Ric Flair was here, man, woo! Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, woo! Undefeated, baby. I'm getting that ring.
Wait, no holds bar. By the way, I'm surprised you didn't do a no holds bar this weekend after the fact that this is the large.
Kimmel's in Vegas, bro.
I know. Did you see how many Friday night was? We all knew it was coming, but you know how many views that has had? I think it's crushing me, man. It's amazing. It's amazing that the reaction to that. Oh, unbelievable.
The crowd reactions have been awesome, dude. That makes it really. But okay, let's go around the league here. It's coming up. We're less than an hour away from game time. Official Dolphins season about to begin. Sammy, we'll start with you. Okay, so this is the Pick'em League. I'm going with my picks. I'm not going to say anything different. I'm going to go what I picked.
Oh, let me get mine.
Yeah, go ahead. Pull yours up.
Before I do that, we talked yesterday about the throwback jersey. You know, the 90s throwback jersey.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I love that. I love that jersey, man.
Where am I? There you go. This is for Bobby. This is the uniform Bobby wants. He wants that.
Wait, Bobby has let me answer. By the way, Sammy, there's a rule on this network. Bobby has a Bobby Fins Talk jersey. I have a FinStanza jersey. Do you have a Fins TV football jersey?
Yeah, I just ordered one from Tammy with the black jersey.
I gotta get. I want to get.
I think I have one in orange.
I want to get a Bobby Finstock jersey with that jersey. I want that jersey, white and green. I love that jersey. That's my favorite. Everybody talks about the throwbacks, and I'm wearing the home jersey.
I have
this is Ralph's jersey, Ralphie boy. Love you, miss you. You know,
I have yet
to see this. I'm wearing his jersey today. I love this jersey, but that jersey right there is my favorite one. That's my jersey. That's my favorite one. So that's an awesome one. If oh my goodness, that's a shit. That man, I wish I'd go back to that one. So thank you, Sammy, for presenting that. Tampa Bay versus the Atlanta Falcons. FinStanza, where are you going on that one?
There's a lot of hype around the Buccaneers. Like even this guy Eric Ekholm, who I follow, is predicting the Bucs to make the Super Bowl. But without Godwin, a divisional game, loud. Bijan Robinson, I think, is going to have a very good game. I have a feeling, even though I think it's going to be a shootout, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I think because it's at home, I'm taking the Falcons over the Buccaneers game one, just to piss off my buddy David, who's a massive Buccaneers fan.
There you go.
But it's a divisional game at home. The Falcons, I think Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts has a lot to prove. Penix has a lot to prove. I think it's going to be a good game for the Falcons today. I think it's going to be a tight game, but it's the Falcons are going to take the game one.
Sammy?
I have the Buccaneers. I really like what the Buccaneers have done with this roster. So
I took Buccaneers to pick them.
I picked
Mention my bad.
I picked the Buccaneers. How about you, Bobby?
I'm going with Tampa Bay, man. I'm going to roll with Tampa Bay on this. Again, it's a divisional game. Upsets could happen. Again, I like what Atlanta's building there in Atlanta for the Falcons. They're a young squad. Michael Penix, Bijan Robinson. They got it. Kyle Pitts. Could he finally show up? Drake London. There's a lot of good to like. There's a lot to like about the Atlanta Falcons. But Tampa Bay, man, what they built there, Baker Mayfield, resurrection. I mean, he looks like what everybody thought he was going to be when he came out. I'm with Tampa Bay on this one. Next one, Cincinnati at Cleveland. Tristan picked the Cleveland Browns. He picked an upset. Tristan picked an upset. He picked Cleveland. Sammy, what do you think happens in Cleveland today?
If you have 5 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. So the Browns have no quarterback. I have the Bengals easy with it. Again, any division game is always tough. So the Bengals the Browns could put an offset and would not be the shock around the world. But still the Bengals win the game.
Evan?
I do this league. It's you guys. You pay $100 for every pick. You can pick up to 10 picks, and I had the Bengals and at one point for one of my picks, and in the end, I switched it back to. I didn't end up choosing them as my guaranteed win today because if you remember, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals never start off the season well. They always start off slow. It is a divisional game. I do think they sneak it out, but I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be a much closer game than it should be. You remember Joe Flacco? They don't even have the running back core there. Joe Flacco, I don't expect much, but I think it's going to be a tight game with the defense with Myles Garrett and that crew. So the Stefanski's always ready. So yes, the Bengals will win, but it should be a blowout. But it's not going to be because it's in Cleveland, divisional game. It makes me nervous for the Bengals. They could lose, but I think they will pull it off in a tight game. Because Zach Taylor, by the way, is as close to Mike McDaniel as on the hot seat. Those are the two guys with the biggest seat on fire in the NFL. Those two.
All right. So I went with Cincinnati, of course. Now we go Las Vegas Raiders taking on the New England Patriots. Evan, how do you see that playing out?
Honestly, Mike Vrabel, the team there, I think it's going to be it's raining there. The weather looks awful. At one point, I felt like I had New England. I can't even remember who I picked, and I picked them because it was sort of a flip of a coin. But I think that Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers are going to have quite a few games today. I have more faith in them and Geno Smith and the experience of Pete Carroll. Mike Vrabel, I still getting his feet under them, but I think Ashton Genty is going to be the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year this year. I think the guy's going to be that darn good. So the guy breaks tackles like I've never seen in a slugfest. I think he's going to have a phenomenal game, and the Raiders are going to pull it out.
Sammy?
I have the Patriots winning. My favorite review that I expect the Patriots winning. Of course, Pete Carroll is going to have the Raiders ready. Pete Carroll is really good coach, so I expect the Raiders to put up a fight. But I expect the Patriots to win the game.
I have the Raiders. I think Evan, when he says it was a flip, I felt that way too. I was like, man, I could see the Patriots had a very good offseason. You add in Vrabel, you look at what they were able to do, the weapons they were able to add, all on offense and defense. But then, you look at the Raiders and you think of the Genty factor, Brock Bowers, Geno Smith, who looked really good in Seattle, Pete Carroll, who's one of my favorite coaches in this league. You think about their defense, Crosby and company. I think they pull out a victory in Foxborough today. Arizona taking on the New Orleans Saints. I got Arizona. Sammy, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I have Arizona too. I expect the Saints to be in contention for the number 1 overall pick. So I expect the Cardinals to win this game.
Evan?
Yeah. The Saints with Pender Rattler, they're going to be a top 3 pick team. So I have the talk going to be close. The Cardinals are not going to have an issue today. Marvin Harrison's going to have quite a game today. And
So
by the way,
yeah.
and I predict over under 1.5 sacks for Calais Campbell.
Oh, there you go. You got the New York Football Jets, Russ Morgan's team, and Russ just popped up in there. So Russ's Jets taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers today. Evan, does Russ end the day with a smile?
Absolutely not. They're playing in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, a chip on the shoulder. Everyone's going to be all gung-ho about how great he's going to be, but it's a Mike Tomlin coach team. Like, another question. If Mike Tomlin was I told you, if Mike Tomlin was fired, we'd all pick him up at the airport. So, honestly, the Pittsburgh Steelers, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward just got a bump. He'll be there today after he got $3 million in incentives. Johnny, watch this. We're all going to be going crazy. But if the Dolphins lose today, another Twitterverse breaking news. Oh, Johnny Smith had a phenomenal game. Who are we stuck with? Julian Hill and Tanner Connor. Jalen, we got Minka Fitzpatrick. Jalen Ramsey had an interception. Shame on Mike McDaniel. Can you just imagine this? Every game ties to the Dolphins. The Steelers are going to win this game, and Justin Fields is probably going to be running for his life, and he'll probably throw a couple interceptions to boot for $20 million.
Sammy?
Well, in the Aaron Rodgers Bowl, I have the Jets losing to the Steelers. I expect the Steelers to win big today.
So, they're playing in New York, but I think it has less to do with Aaron Rodgers and more to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I do have Pittsburgh beating the Jets today. And again, the Jets, all jokes aside, they do have a talented roster. Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner and company, no doubt at home. Could they come up with a surprise victory? Could they have a revenge game against Aaron Rodgers and eat him for breakfast? Maybe, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. So I'm rolling with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. Is there an upset in the books? No, I got the Commanders. Evan, how do you see that playing out?
Russell Wilson's going to run a lot. Malik Neighbors will have a decent game, but no. Jaden Daniels, no sophomore slump for him. Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel. That group is well prepared with Dan Quinn, who Bobby would have settled for as our head coach if we would back in the day with Mike McDaniel. You were interested in Dan Quinn also. Capable coach, well-rounded team. Cliff Kingsbury has a plan with Jaden Daniels. So it's not going to be close. It's a divisional game, but it's in Washington. So it'd be a tighter game if it was in the MetLife, but the fact that it's in Washington, I see no issue for the Commanders.
Book it, Russ. We'll get you on here pregame. You'll be with me and Sammy and Evan. We'll have a great time. Let's do Jets Dolphins. We'll have Russ representing the Jets on that show. It'll be a blast. Maybe there's your we'll see. We'll see what you know what I'm talking about, Sammy. I just thought about it. It just popped in my head now that I saw that. So
just so you know, Russ Morgan's going to be going 0 for 2 today because his Yankees are going to lose to the Jays today at home.
There you go. All right. But Sammy, I'm sorry. Did you get your pick in?
No, but I truly believe the Commanders in Washington. I'll be in something really special, so I expect the Commanders to win today.
Yeah, and again, I think Russell Wilson is starting for the Giants today. I like the youth that's coming into New York. Scatabo, I think, is their running back they drafted. I think they're really but that team is on its last legs. I do not see that GM or that head coach surviving the season or possibly the off season next year. But I got the Commanders winning, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Carolina taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bryce Young with his new weapons. I'm trying to remember the receiver they drafted, McKillum. I'm butchering that name probably. But I got the Jaguars winning today's game. Sammy, how do you see that playing out? Because Carolina go into Jacksonville and win.
Well, anything can happen in this game for sure. It's those teams that I would not be surprised if one of those teams caught fire because they had a lot of questions, but they had a lot of potential. So, but I expect the Jaguars to win the game.
Evan, quick and easy.
Just because it's
this game is actually my upset of the week, and I have Young and McMillan in that group showing up. Everyone's so high on Travis Hunter. I think he's going to burn himself out. The NFL is not a league where you can see both sides. You're asking for trouble. I can see him getting injured within the 2 or 3 games of the year because they're putting too much pressure on him. So in the end, I see the the Carolina Panthers winning a tight, close one by a field goal in Jacksonville. I have no faith in Duval. I have no faith in that guy.
Oh God!
He's a banana.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine doing that? Like, what makes you think when you're gonna do like your first press conference? The first thing you do is Duval. It's like, that I'm the owner. I'm looking like this. I'm one of the cons. I'm gonna go. So I'm relieving the head coach of his coaching duties right now.
Where's my receipt?
Where's my receipt? I gotta return this. I'll take the hit. Cam Ward, the Tennessee Titans traveling to Colorado, take on the Denver Broncos. Sammy, is there an upset in the books for the Tennessee Titans?
I just found out Cam Ward is the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans because ESPN has said that nowhere. It's like that never happened. So you just told me I'm in shock to know.
Breaking news.
The breaking news is the quarterback of the Titans because ESPN for somehow from the draft ever on it's like that never happened. But the good thing for the Titans is that that's better because I expect the Broncos to win this game. The Broncos, one of those teams that I expect to make the playoffs, so I expect the Broncos to win today in Denver.
I'm with you. I think the Broncos pull it out. I'm with you. Cam Ward must be the most, and the season hasn't even started, but he's the most disrespected number one pick so far in NFL history. It's ridiculous. And I believe in Cam Ward. I think he'll be a very good quarterback in this league, but this is not the day for him. I think the Broncos win. Evan, are we wrong?
No, of course not. This is if you go to any particular betting site or pick 'em, this is the number one pick. If anyone's going to put their money down on anybody this week, it's the Denver Broncos. They are between last season, between Bo Nix, with what they're doing with the defense there, Patrick Surtain being a top 10 player this year overall in the NFL. The Broncos, with Sean Payton, has experience developing that team over the last 2 or 3 years. When everyone thought that we were all beat them 70-20, Broncos were laughing stock. Who's laughing now? So the Broncos are going to have, it's going to be a cakewalk today. I think that, yes, Cam Ward will develop, but I don't have much faith in that team at all.
There you go. All right, Evan, I'll stay with you here. San Francisco, the 49ers traveling to Seattle. Seahawks.
49ers. 49ers.
Okay. Easy enough.
Sam Darnold, I think there's a lot of pressure there. A lot of changes there in Seattle. Even though I think they're going to be a good team, it's going to be a battle in that division. I think San Francisco, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey healthy, Fred Warner, Kyle Shanahan will have a plan there. I think it'll be a divisional game, but I think that's one game where anything can happen. But I think the 49ers are going to go in and have a good game. McCaffrey will have a good game today.
Sammy?
This is a tough one for me. Even though it's in Seattle, I expect the 49ers to win.
I got the 49ers as well. There's going to be a good game coming up here. Detroit Lions traveling to Lambeau Field, take on the Green Bay Packers. Sammy, who do you got?
I'm going away from my comfort zone because I should pick the Lions, but somehow I truly believe that the Packers are going to win tonight. They're going to win this game. I
got the Packers as well. Steger will be happy. Packers win. Evan, do you disagree?
Micah. It's I think people will be questioning the Lions after today. They'll be overreacting, but it's in Green Bay. I believe this will be a playoff type atmosphere even after game one. But the Micah Parsons factor is actually going to play a role today in getting to Jared Goff. So I see that the Packers will be a close one, but the Packers will pick up the victory.
There you go. Houston Texans traveling over to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Evan, how's that play out?
Rams. I believe that you can't go against Sean McVay. Matthew Stafford is a wizard with what he's doing. Puka Nacua. They're going to focus on, honestly, they're just a strong team. Their defense proved a lot there. Jared Verse, that group there, that defense, that D-line is phenomenal for rookie players last year. How amazing was that defensive line for the Rams last year? But no, the Rams, it's in SoFi. The Rams will pick up the victory.
For me, this is the most intriguing matchup of the whole weekend. The Rams against the Texans. I kind of like this matchup a lot. We'll see very early if Stroud, for me, kind of regressed a little bit last season if he's back on track. But I expect the Rams to win the game. But I would not be shocked if the Texans find a way to win this game overall.
I like what you said there because it is an intriguing matchup. And with the Rams, like Evan says, there's a lot of talent with Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk.
I'll be getting believe Brandon Fisk. Didn't want him.
A lot of guys that I say and end up being amazing, but whatever. But no, there's also some question marks with the Rams in regards to Matt Stafford, his health situation. I think this could go either way. And this was a very big, tough decision, but I think a lot of people are starting to sleep on Houston again. I think a lot of people are starting to doubt Houston. And I'm gonna go with the Texans here. I think the Texans are gonna pull out a win. Nico Collins, C.J. Stroud, DeMarc Ryans, Coach Ryans. I have the Williams. I'm gonna go with Anderson. I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. And then here's a big one. Here's a big time heavyweight championship. Oh, heavyweight championship of the world. Main event.
Was that Bruce Buffer or Michael Buffer? Were you trying to be Bruce Buffer or Michael
Whichever
Buffer?
one. I think whichever one doesn't sue. I think Bruce Buffer's shoes. So Michael Buffer. I'm going to go with WCW because I dig Bruce Buffer's shoes. So I don't know. But anyway, love them both, by the way. I think they're amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? But Baltimore Ravens traveling to Buffalo to take the Bills for Sunday Night Football. What a freaking game. MVP candidate versus former MVP versus MVP, reigning MVP, possible MVP versus the possible MVP. 2 Super Bowl candidates. Man, if you love football, you got to watch this game. Baltimore taking on the Buffalo Bills. Sammy, who takes it?
Well, this is a match of always the bridesmaid, never the bride, because the Chiefs are usually in the Super Bowl single year. So for me, this is the year of the Bills. It's now or never for the Bills, because the Bills, the cap situation keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But I still take the Ravens to win this game. And let's put the Hard Knocks curse on the Bills and the Ravens win the game.
Evan?
That's the one thing that the Ravens have that the Bills do not have, which people say is that even at the level or maybe worse than the Dolphins, is a secondary. I think that Kyle Hamilton and that crew on the defensive side of the ball is going to have a phenomenal game against Josh Allen. Josh Allen will have to use his legs. He'll have to do his thing. But I think that even without Isaiah Likely in the lineup, between Zay Flowers and the group there, the Ravens are going to pull out the victory. I said this last year to obviously the troll, that Lamar Jackson will not win a Super Bowl. But if I had to choose between Josh Allen winning a Super Bowl and Lamar Jackson winning a Super Bowl, I'll take Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen. So if I have to cheer for one, I'll cheer for the Ravens.
That's why
I don't want either of them to win. I don't want either one
for
to
either one,
successful.
but I'm gonna pick one.
I'm not going to cheer for anyone, but I'll pick one.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, and my escapes me, but I have Buffalo representing the AFC this year in the Super Bowl, but they're not winning Week 1. I got the Baltimore Ravens taking Game 1 here.
You have them winning the AFC. Shame on you.
It has nothing to do with fandom. That's straight up what it is. Who do you have winning the AFC?
That is what have they proven? You're letting one player dictate what the team is. 53 players. You can't rely on
it's
one
about
player.
the player now. It's about the player now.
You just said. That's what you just said.
No. You're saying the reason why I picked Buffalo is because of one player.
Yes.
Not about the consistency within the organization. Not about how they run the front office and they keep getting players and they get rid of Stephon Diggs. It's over. They're gonna fall off. But somehow they're still so damn
all
good.
about Josh Allen.
It's not about the coach who's been there for years, who coaches a consistently.
Oh, come on, admit it, Bobby. You're a Josh Poyer.
Shut up.
Anywhere Josh Poyer goes, you support that.
He got cut already.
Josh Poyer goes.
Jordan Poyer. He got cut already. He got cut.
He's on the practice squad.
Who gives a shit? I'm sorry. Who cares? He got cut. Here we go.
You don't believe in shit.
I was about to referee, but you made me laugh too hard.
Yeah, but I must tell you though, but honestly, I don't understand. I don't know about you guys. Let me ask you, Bear. What gives you more joy? Watching the Patriots and the Bills
being on here with you
and the Jets, and suffer. Like when the Bills lose, when the Bills lose and the Jets lose and the Patriots lose, there's a sense of happiness that comes through my body.
I don't have any.
Of course.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So I can't cheer for anything Buffalo. I can't. I don't care.
Picking
I will
them
never cheer for
to win or lose is not
I will never
for
pick
them.
I will never pick them to win nothing.
Okay, we'll see Dolphins versus Buffalo in the coming weeks. We'll see who you pick to win that game. You liar. You freaking liar. You laugh because it's true. You know what's coming. Anyway, Monday Night Football, Minnesota taking on the Chicago Bears. Evan, how does that finish up?
I actually have an upset here. I don't think J.J. McCarthy will be ready for the spotlight for tomorrow. It's a new adjustment for that team with a new quarterback. So I think that Ben Johnson's going to whip up something interesting. Caleb Williams, second year. I think we'll figure it out a little bit. I think they'll balance it out a little bit, and I think the Bears are going to pick up the victory.
Sammy, what do you see? What's going on over there?
I'm just here, and my fan went off. I'm gonna burn here.
I saw
I'm
you.
like, what the hell is happening here? I'm gonna burn up. We'll have to go off the air. I have the Bears winning too. I got the Bears winning too.
Yeah, I got the Bears winning too, man. Again, the Vikings.
I'll be right back. Just a minute.
Go ahead. Something happened with the fan. He's gonna start burning up. It's hot. Anyway, yeah, I got the Bears as well. No doubt the Vikings have a really good roster, but we don't know about JJ McCarthy. This is his rookie season, basically. It's the same conversation that Evan and I had last year with Sam Darnold. There he is. He's back. Did we get the fan working? Is it all good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Praise the Lord.
Fans, not 1, 2 fans.
No, we need 2. You definitely need 2. But yeah, Caleb Williams, the Chicago Dunze, what they got there. I'm rolling with Chicago. But now let's get into it. Dolphins versus the the Colts for today. Evan, we haven't heard from you. First of all, let's go with week 1, then we'll get your regular season prediction so you can really down the mood for everybody. But Evan, what is your game prediction for the Dolphins? Do the Fins win week 1?
Nope. They ain't gonna win.
Oh my gosh.
They ain't gonna win, and it's gonna be because we're missing Jason Sanders. We're missing Jason Sanders.
What?
Okay. Riley Patterson will miss a crucial field goal in the fourth quarter, and then we're going to have a lead 23-21 or something like that, and we're going to end up losing the game 23-20. Oh, let me go. What did I say? 24-23. We're going to be up 23-21 with a couple seconds left, and they're going to kick a winning field goal. This defense, I just have no faith in Mike McDaniel that he's actually going to change from what he did last year. I think this is going to be a disaster.
Evan FinStanza Posner, the biggest Jason Sanders fan on record, is saying we're going to lose this game because Jason Sanders is not in the game.
Yeah. We're going with a raw kicker who hasn't done much in the NFL. I would have been comfortable with a Gonzalez or Eddie Pinero. I think losing Jason Sanders, when you always said to me, Bobby, the guy got us 8 points this game. This guy got us 11 points this game. We're going to be missing that today, and I just don't believe Mike McDaniel. I don't have any faith, and I have to stick with my gut. This man literally has. I said this to you guys many times. I love this team more than anything, and it's like Bobby, when you're interviewing your kids and you want to babysit your kids, or you need to send your kids to a camp and you want to interview, you send them to a school and you want your teacher to take care of them. We have hired an imbecile to man our team, to run the shop, and we've hired an imbecile who for 3 years continues to talk word salad, continues to talk out of both sides of his mouth, and acts a fool, forgets what down it is, has not won a challenge in 3.5 seasons.
Damn.
Unless it was by default or by fluke. Honestly, I have no faith in this coach. The team has to win in spite of him. He did. When's the last time you and I stood here and said, in the last 2 years, we won that football game because of the ingenuity of the coaching of Mike McDaniel? We have not said that in 2 seasons.
I don't need that. I know. Just win, baby. That's it.
Yes,
just win.
But we always talk about the coaching. What a great game by that quarterback. Honestly, I told you this in the offseason. Tua's number one Achilles heel now as a quarterback is I would love to see Tua behind the line of scrimmage, look up at the defense like me and Greg and Brett always say, and change the play of the line of scrimmage. Instead, he's listening to word salad. I wouldn't have time either if that moron was talking to me in my ear. I had to figure out what the heck he's saying. The man doesn't speak English.
All right, so you have it 0-1 to start the year. What's your? Well, no. Okay, I'll ask you after we know our predictions. Sammy, are you with Evan on this? Did the Dolphins start 0-1?
First of all, if you allow me, Bobby, and the Dolphins win today, I would like to come at least for the first 5 minutes. I have to work on Fins TV because if it's still on Tuesday, but if you allow me, I want to be here for those 5 minutes. If the Dolphins win, just because I wanna talk to you about that.
Okay.
I agree in some regard to what Evan just said about Mike McDaniel. You know, I agree with him on the fact that the worst that the going to the line of scrimmage with 5 seconds to go, and then the penalty happens, and that increases the chance of all of us being frustrated with the flags come out and the Dolphins, starting instead of starting first and 10, starting first and 15, they're all 20. That's really maddening. Having said that, I've said it before. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I truly believe the Dolphins win this game. I expect it to win by 3 points, either 27-24 or 24-21. But I expect the Dolphins to win by 3 points.
There you go. I understand the hesitancy and the reason, like Evan, Evan's sticking to his guns. He's consistent. There's no real surprise why he went this route. So I will say, and it's not about, like I saw, first off, shout out to Greg Maney, co-host of Overtime, in the comments, who said the Dolphins are facing the worst starting quarterback in the league, so there's no reason why they should lose. First of all, I think there's a lot of bad quarterbacks in this league, but again, the Colts have a lot of good players on that team for Miami that could impact Miami's chances at a victory. Let's not joke and kid ourselves. However, I don't think Miami loses this game. I think they win it. I think the Dolphins win 24-13. Again, I had it. My son asked me yesterday. He's like, okay, what's your final score prediction? I was like 24-13. That's what I said. He goes, last night when we were playing catch outside. And he goes, okay, well, what's your halftime prediction? What's your first quarter prediction? I'm like, oh my goodness. So I had to go quarter by quarter with him. And so, but I'm going to roll 24-13. I think the Dolphins do. I got Tyreek and Tua catch 2 touchdowns between each other, and an Ollie Gordon touchdown. And I have 1 field goal by Riley Patterson to push it 24-13. So let's go ahead. Let me make sure I put this here. We got Evan, Sammy, myself, and all right, Sammy, your final season prediction, my man. What is it?
I've been all over the place. I've even been to the 6 to the 6 and 11 stuff, but I'm gonna stick to 8 and 9. I think the Dolphins might find some luck. 8 and 9 puts us basically what we've been every single year for the last 10 years, right down the middle. I'm not sure that's gonna be enough for you to stay or not. It might be, because with Stephen Ross at his age, I don't think he's in any hurry to start a complete rebuild. But I'm gonna stick. I said 7 and 10 and Fins TV Tuesday. I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna go back and say 8 and 9 today. So that's my final offer.
And next week he'll be 10 and 6. No, okay, but okay, 8.
That I will do.
8 and 9. I'm consistent all the way through. There is nothing that has changed with what I think. Of course, you give and take. If Tua gets injured, it's less wins. If everyone stays healthy, can Miami win an extra game or 2? Possibly, maybe. But I have not seen anything from Miami, roster signing wise, preseason wise, that makes me think that the record's going to change either way. My record has been from the beginning to now. I have not updated it. It stays the same. It's 9 and 8. I have Miami as a 9 and 8 football team. Can I see them going 8 and 9? Absolutely. Can I see them being 7 and 10? Of course. If Tua gets hurt, all bets are off, right? But could they sneak a win or 2 where to get a 10th win? Possibly. 10 and 9, or 10 and 7. I'm sorry, but no. I had 9 and 8. I'm sticking with it. It has not changed. That's my prediction. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a lot more. But right now, 9 and 8. FinStanza. Quit being a dad for a minute. Okay. Put your mic on. There it is. All right. They start 0-1 for the season. How do they finish the season? What's their final record?
What week is the tell me, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to break it down. What week is the Spain game? What week is that? What week is the Spain game?
Keep going. I'll check it. Keep going.
The reason I'm asking is if Mike McDaniel is the coach of this team throughout the entire season, and they allow him to be the coach for the entire season, they will not win more than 6 or 7 games. They will be 6-11 or 7-10. If they are smart and get rid of him after they start off maybe 1-3, 2-2, and they don't see any improvement on the offense, and Stephen Ross has an epiphany saying, "Oh my God, we're not going to do anything this season," and they bring in Weaver, I'll give it this way. I think they are 1-3 after the Jets. I was thinking of
Week 11.
Week 11? So week 11, we will probably be with Mike McDaniel as head coach. We'll probably be 3-7. About that?
7?
If we're week 11, yeah, we're going to be 3-7. That's what I'm saying. He should not be the head coach of this football team. If Anthony Weaver was the coach of this football team, we win 10-11, 10-12, 10-11 games. Mike McDaniel's our coach, we win 6-7. So my prediction, I'll be on the positive side, 7-10.
For the record, I don't expect Anthony Weaver to be the interim coach if Pamela is fired. But that's just...
What's up, George? George of the Fins Faithful Podcast. Good to see you, my brother. Immediately after the game, go check out the Fins Faithful Podcast. George and company will recap the game on their show. Of course, Evan and I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Will you be there? You will. There you go. Sammy will be on the Fins Faithful Podcast immediately after the game to recap the game with George and company. Evan and I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Fins Talk Postgame Show, so check that out. Just win, baby. That's it. That's all I need. Oh, we got a prediction. Adrian. He said 0-17 or 0-18, whatever he had before the season on Fins TV. He's going 9-8. There we go. We got a prediction from Adrian. Love it. We got a 9-8 prediction. Love it. What do you think, Sammy? We got Adrian to get a prediction, man. That's breaking news.
I love it. Adrian, Adrian knows his ball. When it comes to prediction, Adrian is pretty good. So, he might be on point. But I think we all are on the same ballpark. I don't think, Evan, of course, sees a lot different than all of us. But Dolphins fans overall, I think between the 8-9, 10-8, 10-7, that's basically where we are.
That's right. But hey, you know what? Win, lose, or draw, we're Dolphin fans. Sammy and I have a Dolphins victory today. FinStanza has a loss, but we're all hoping for a Dolphins win. This is episode 1 of the Fins Talk Pregame Show. I just got to say, go ahead, Sammy.
Is there any other show, program, podcast? It's more international than this one. Everyone is in Canada. You're in Tennessee. I'm in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We're all over the place better than this. We're all over the place over here.
That's right. That's what FTSN is all about, man. We're international, baby.
We're wide, all the way from Canada all the way to the Caribbean.
It's perfect. It's great. But no, let me just say, I am. I know Evan was joking earlier about demotion and all that. We Sammy on. I know first off, Evan loves you, Sammy. He can't speak highly enough of you when he met you, and I am so looking forward. First off, I'm just excited. Football. I didn't sleep at all. Good at all last night. I haven't been sleeping good for whatever, but last night was different because I cannot wait to start this show, to start this season.
It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. I was like, my daughter kept, Daddy, play with me. I was like, wait, I got to do more. I'm like editing stuff. I got post game. I got, but this is exciting. I cannot wait to be back. I'm so excited to be doing this again with FinStanza for another season, to be with you, Sammy. And I can tell you right now, I can tell it's going to be one badass season, especially on FTSN. Sammy, before we wrap this up, any final words before the big game?
Well, the important thing is it's the first game of the season, so hopefully the Dolphins find a way to stay healthy. That's the important thing. You don't want anything catastrophic to happen in the first game. A close game, if you ask me, but I expect the Dolphins to win. So go Fins. Fins up.
Evan, final words, my brother, before the big game.
Nothing would give me more joy than for Sammy, Bobby, Scotty, Daniel, everyone to come onto this show tonight and laugh at me. I will sit there. I'm going to sit there and take all the insults. because because you do know that I want the Dolphins to win by 30 today. But until I see a deep ball to Tyreek, until I see a running with Ollie Gordon up the middle on 3rd and 2nd and not Devon Chan on a quick check down, until I see some change in Mike McDaniel's play calling, until I see the moron become a McGenius again, I have zero faith in the fact. And I believe we have the team to win 10, 11, 12 games. I don't think we have a leader to lead us to 10 to 12 wins. I believe the leader we need on this team, play caller, not the offensive play caller.
Well, there you go. There you go. All right, man, my man. So, guys, first off, just some shout outs to friends of the channel. Of course, starting off with the man right there, Fins Sammy of Fins TV. Guys, if you love great Dolphins content, good production, and all of the above, great panel discussions, go check out Fins TV. Go subscribe for some awesome content, especially throughout this season. Also, we saw in the comments there, George of the Fins Faithful podcast, the fastest growing Dolphins podcast organically out there. George puts in the work. He's an unbelievable good dude. Jason Sarney on there as well. Guys, you cannot, again, you want to, immediately at the game, go check out the Fins Faithful podcast. Sammy will be there. George and company, they'll be recapping the game. Adrian of the Rainy Day podcast, wrestling, Heat, Dolphins, all of the above. Adrian is another one, a great guy, great friend of the network, friend of myself, good dude. Go check out his stuff, like and subscribe to him. Miss Fins, Bobby the Dive Bar, great guys. And shout out to Big E. We have all our predictions, but Dolphins win for Big E today. Prayers up to Big E. He's going through it. We thoughts are with him, prayers are with him. Dolphins better win for Ralphie boy. First season without him, first Dolphins regular season without him. So my thoughts are with him. I know he's watching, he's with me. So win for him. So happy to be with my brothers here, Fins Sammy and FinStanza. We got a great long season, a good plan, great stuff ahead.
Who doesn't want more FinStanza?
I'm saying. So make sure you're watching Fins TV. You got Fins TV Plus on Thursdays here on FTSN. You got Fins TV, of course, on Fins TV YouTube, FTSN. Like and subscribe. And most importantly, Dolphin fans, it's game day. Fins up. We'll see you guys later tonight.
Fins up, guys.
8 p.m. Eastern.